Alrighty, guys, make way to the inside. Sale time. Here we go. You bet, guys. Here we go. Sale time. Make way to the inside. I'm going to be right off their mamas here, an all natural to you. Guys are going to be guaranteed open to you. Heifers. On you're going to be 305. Hit 305. Hit 5 here. You're going to be 305. 555. You're going to be 305. Hit 5. You're going to be 305 here. You're going to be 285. Hit 285. 85 here. You're going to be 285. 85 here. You're going to be 260. You're going to be 261. Hit 2. Now going to man 2, 2, 2, 3. 263. 5. Hit 67. 70. You're going to be 72. 75. You're going to be 272 and 5. 275. 77. You're going to be 280. You're going to be 280. Hit 77. 80. You're going to be 282. You're going to be 282, 85, going to be 285, 82, 85. You're going to be 282 and 2 and 5 here. You're going to be 282, George. You're going to be 282. I ain't going to on George. Off their mamas, guys. They're vaccinated now. I'll be the Blakely cattle. Lied to you. Be the Smith cattle. Off their mamas, guys. Got a round of vaccines in them. On you're going to be 272. On 272. You're going to be down 5. You 275 here. You're going to be 275. On 275. You're going to be 275 here. You're going to be 272. You're going to be 275. Now 77. 277. And now 80. You're going to be 282. You're going to be 282, George. You're going to be 282. On 282. Now you're going to be 2222. You're going to be 282. Now you're going to be 222. You're going to be 282. 282. 280. I'm going to be Troy, number 1. You're going to be Troy, number 1. They're going to be steers. You're going to be steers to you. Getting a bull and a steer, guys are vaccinated. You're going to be on 405. You hit 5. You hit 405 here. You're going to get 5 here. And bid 405. You hit 5. You hit 5 here. You're going to be 405. 385. You hit 385. 85 here. You're going to be 385. 360. Now 2. 362. Now you're going to be Trent. You're looking here. 362. You're going to be 350. Then 350. Now 2. Now you're going to be in here. Down bid 352. You hit 5. 7. You're going to be 60. You're going to be 2. You're going to be 5. And 365. 365 here. 2 here. 5 here. You're going to be 362 and 2 and 5. 362. I'm going to be Trent. Get them on 21. Trent 21. They're going to be steers and vaccinated. You're going to be on 352. You 2. I'm going to be 222. You're going to be 352. You 2. I'm going to be 222. You're going to be 340. 341. 341. And get 1. You're going to be 341 steers and vaccinated now. 330. You 330. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to be 35. You 37 and 337. 75. 335. 337. 40. You're going to be 342. You're going to be 345. And 345. 5, 7. 347. 50 down 350. You hit both on here. He going to be 350, 347 of it, 50 to bomb. You going to be 347, George. You get him on 347. You get him on George. He vaccinated steered. He going to be about on 310. At 310. High going to be 10, 10, 10. He going to be 310. At 310. High going to be 10, 10, 10, 10. He going to be 295. At 295, 7. 297 of it, 75. High going to be now 3, 3, 3, 2, 302. And 305. He now 7. He going to be 10. Now 12. At 312. 12, 12, 12. High going to be 310. Going to be 12. Going to be 12. Going to be 12. Going to be 12. 15. You 15. He going to be 17. Now 20. He going to be 322. And 322. And I going to be 222 down 321 222 and 323. He going to be 24. He going to be 25. He going to be 26. You 27. He going to be 28. And now 328. You 78. You 327 at 8 to buy me. You going to be 327. I going to be Rob. Get him on 7. Rob on 7. Oh, sheet heifer, you gonna be 335. You're 335 and bid 5 you gonna be 335. Yes, 7 and 337 of it 75, 337 and 335. He goes 7 up here 40. He gonna be 342. He gonna be 345 and 347. Now 350 and 352, 25 and 355, 760, 360. You 2 5 365, 770, 370. You 2 372 and 2. He gonna be 372 and 2. He gonna be 370. I gonna be Troy and number 3X. You get him on Troy. You get him on 3X. Oh, little heifers here now. Do you get a B? Do you get a bang? 220. He gonna be 221. He gonna be 221. Yeah, 220, 221. He gonna be 221, 2, and I got a man here down 221, 2. Yeah, 2. I gonna be 222. He gonna be 221. Get him in 2. 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 And you get him on 221. Scott. You get him on 221. I ain't get him on Scott. On heifer, he gonna be open to you down. On he gonna be 180, 181, 181, 81 here down 81, 181 bid, one buy, he gonna be 120, 120, 121, he gonna be 120, 121, he gonna be dollar bill 111, he gonna be dollar bill 1, hit dollar 1, you gonna be 80 bucks 1, you do it here in 82, and I got a man, I 80 bucks here, 2's here in 82, 82, Kyle, you do it here in 80 bucks 82, I gonna be 2, net bucks and 2, net bucks and 2, net bucks and 2, 80 bucks, I gonna be Rob, I get him on 101, Rob 101. Oh, little freshies now. He gonna be off their mamas. They're all natural to you. He gonna be 230. Hit 230. Hit 230, 30, 30. He gonna be 30 to be 30 to buy. He gonna be 230. And gonna be 210. I got a man down 12. 212. And now 15. And 15. 215. Hit 17. You gonna be 217. And now 20. 222. And 225. 225 7. 227 30. He gonna be 232. He gonna be 232. 222. Now 5. 235 7. He gonna be 230. 7 of it, 7 of them, 235 7. 237, Scott Joan do it, 235. He get him at 237. He get him at 235, Jeff. I ain't get him on straight away. You get him on Jeff on smooth. I ain't get him in there, boys. He get him at 240. Hit 240. He get him at 240 to bid, 40 to bomb. He get him at 240. He get him on 210. 210. And now 12. And 12, 12. And I get him at 210, 12. You 15. You get him at 17. You get him at 20. You get him at 22. You get him at 25. You 25, 27, he gonna be 30, 232, he gonna be 235, 235, 7, now 40, he gonna be 240, he gonna be 240, 240, 240 to bid 40 to bomb, he gonna be 237, 40, 237, I gonna be Jeff, and get him on smooth, he get him on Jeff, straight away. He did one a little bit down there, didn't he? It was good to him. Yeah. Yeah, that might mean he might not have done no good. That might be why he's buying them. Little heifer. You gonna be some of it there right off her mama. She's all natural. You gonna be 335. You're 335 and bid 550. You gonna be 335 here. You gonna be $3 on her. You're $3 here. I ain't gonna be $3 2. You gonna be 2 to be 2. You gonna be 302 and 302. You gonna be 252. You gonna be 252 and 252. You're 2 to be 2. I ain't gonna be 210. You gonna be not 12 and you're gonna 15 and you do it here 212 15. You're 15. You gonna be 15 15 15 180 and I got a man down 2 182 182. Trent Jones tried here 182. You're 2 to be 2 and 2 to be 2. 182, now you're going to be 2, 180, and then going to be Rob 100. Little heifer to be, you going to be down 310, and 310, I going to be 10, and now 310, and 310, I going to be 10 to be 10 to buy, me going to be, he going to be on 285, and 285, he going to be 225 here, he going to be 225, 30, on 230, 235, he going to be 240, he going to be 245, going to be 250, on 255, you're going to be 255, 60, 265, you're going to be now 70, you're going to be 275, 280, you're going to be 280, 80, 285, you're going to be 285, you get 90, you're going to be 295, and now $3 on it, you 295, you're going to be 305, and now 305, 10, you're 310, you do it here, down 310, 15, and you're going to get 15, 20, you're 320, you get 15, you're going to be 20, 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 315, Ruben, and 315, get him on Ruben. Be a new deal for you, be Rick Wilson's cattle for you. Guys are off their mamas. They're going to be all natural to you. Pretty good kind right here. Now, heifers are going to be open to you. Now you're going to be 20 head of these things sorted up for you. Now you're going to be, so I'm going to tear down 300. And I'm going to tear down to 35. And 335. And now 7. You're going to be 37 of it. 7 about 337, 40. And 342, 345. You're going to be 347. You're going to be 350. And 352. 225 here down bid now 7. And now 60. You're going to be 362. Down 5 here is going to be 5. 367, has a 7 of it, 7 about 367, and now 70, he going to be 370, 72, he going to be 375, and 377, now 380, he going to be 382, he going to be 385, and 387, and now 387 of it, 7 about Kyle, what do you think here, down 385, 87, and 385, 7 up here, he going to be 385, then going to be Troy, I got a number 3X, you got on Troy, you got on 3X. Big sisters are off their mamas. Going to be all natural to you guys. They are going to be guaranteed open to you now. You're going to be down 310. Yeah, 310. You're going to be 310, 10, 10. How you going to be 10, 10, 10? You're going to be $3 on them one. Yeah, $3 here. Down $3 one. I got a van down here. 301. It one. I'm going to be $3 in one. You're going to be $3 in one. It one. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. You're going to be down 5. You're going to be down 7. I'm going to be 10. I'm going to be 12. Down 15. You're going to be 17. And 317, 20. You're going to be 322. You're going to be 322. And 325. You're 325 here, 20555, 325 7, and 327 30. He going to be 30 to be 30 to bomb 2. Down 332, and 332. I ain't going to be 222 down 330. Then going to be Mackey. I ain't get him on 52. Mackey, I can get him on number 52. Big sisters here now. They're going to be right off their mamas, all natural to you. They're going to be open now. You're going to be in 306. You're 306, and now 6 here. You're going to be 305 here. You're going to be 6 here. You're going to be $3 one, and 301, 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 301 2, 2, 2. And I'm going to van here down 312, you 2. I ain't gonna be 2, 2, 2, 312, you 2. Once here down 2, down 301, you could have been 2, 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 301. I gonna be George. You could have been 301, you could have been George. They're gonna be bulls to you now, all natural right off the cows. And get here, you're gonna be 400 and on 2, down to get 402, you 2. I ain't gonna be $4 here, then now 1, 2, 2, 2, 380, yeah 382. And I got a van here down bid 382, 82. I ain't gonna be 222, then you're gonna be 382. And I got a van down here 25 and 385. 87 of it 90, 392, 395, you get it 395, you 397. You get now $4 on them in, $4 here 2, down 405, you 405, 5, 7, 10, 410, you 12, down 15, in 15, 17, you get to be down 20, you 420, 25, 425, 425, 5, 5, 7, you 427, 30, you get to be 32, you get to be 35, you get to be 35, you 37, 40, 42, you get to be 45, you get to be 47, you 50, 50, 50, 50, down 450, you 47 of it, 50 to 5, you get to be for 47. I got to be Camp. I ain't got on number 0. I ain't got on Camp O. The big old bulls off the cows here now. Do you get to be? Do you get to buy? Sell about tear down. But you say 305. You 305. And now 5 here. Do you get to be? Do you get to buy 305? You get 5. You get 5 here. Then you get to be 305, 7. Do you get to be 307, 10. You get to be 12 and 15. You 17. Do you get to be 317? You 15. Do you get to be 17? Do you get to be 317? And 317, 20. Do you get to be 322? Do you get to be 325? 327 and 327. 5 here. Do you get to be 7 up here? Do you get to be 325? You get to be 327 and 325. I get to be George. You get him on 325. You get him on George. To the Wilson family, thank you, folks. We appreciate you. Nice, nice, nice cattle right there down. I'll be the Strong kettle. Bob Strong's kettle for you. Guys are home raised, are good now. 2 rounds of vaccines of the good cattle. 90-plus days on the weaning, guys. 90-plus days on the heifers. 2 rounds of vaccines in them. Just a really nice kind right here down. On open to you. You're going to be down 372. On 372. How you going to be 2 down, now 2, 5, 375. And 375. You get them 375. Now I got a van down here 77. You're going to be 377. And 377. 375 here 77. 377. You do it here 375, 77, 80. You 380. And now 82. You're going to be 382. On 385. 85 here. You're going to be 385. 82, 85. You're going to be 382 here. 5 here 7. You're going to be 387 to bid 7 of 5. And 387, 90. You're going to be 390 to bid 2. You're going to be 392 and 392 down 5. You're going to be 395, 95 here 97 and 397, 97 to bid 97 about 4 down $4 on them 2 down 5. You're 407. Here now 7 up here 405. You're going to be 7. You're going to be 7. You're 405 out of the net here 405. You're going to be 7 to bid 7 about 405. You're going to be 7. You're going to be 7 405. I'm going to be Kyle and number 3. You're going to be Kyle on 3. A little heifer. He gonna be about a bit of $1,000. Get 1,000. He gonna be $1,000 on her damn 1,000. Get $1,000. Get 1,000. 850. 875. 875. 900. He gonna be 999. 9 quarter. 9 high. 950. 75. 1,000. 10 quarter. 1050. 1075. 1,100. 11 a quarter. 11 a high. 1175. 1175. 1150 to bid. 75 to buy. 1150. He gonna buy 75 here. 1150. 75. 1150. I gonna be Mackie. I get up on 22. Mackie 22. You're going to be 90 plus days on them, guys. You're going to be guaranteed to be open to you. You're going to be on 330. You get 330. You're going to be 330 to be 30 to buy. You're going to be 330. You're going to be 330. You get 330, 320. You get 320. You're going to be 321. 1, 1. You're going to be 321. 321. You're going to be 1, 1, 1. Now 2, down 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 322. 322. 1, 2, 2, 3. Down to go to 24. You're going to be 25. You're 26 here. Down 27. You're going to be 27. 8. You're 29, 9 now 30, now 31 here, now 331 2, you're 33, he gonna be 34, he gonna be 35 here, he gonna be 36, you're 37, he gonna be 38, he gonna be 39, 40, and 340, you 340, 40, 40, he gonna be 30, 41, and now 341, and now 2, I'm gonna be 2, he gonna be 341, get him in 2, get him in 2, get him in 2, get him in 2, 341, I gonna be Troy, get him on 24, he get him on Troy, and number 24. Oh, 90-day heifers now. You're gonna be about bit here down $3 on them. You get $3. You get $3 here down. You're gonna down 3. You get 3 down $3 on them here. 3 90 days on them, guys. $3. You get 3 290. You get 292. Now you're gonna be 5. You're gonna be 7. Now 3. Now 2 305. You get 307. Now 10. 310 12. Now 15. Now 17. And 317 20. You get 322. 322 and 322. Now you're gonna be 2 2 2. He gonna be now 322 and 5 and 325. 325 here, 7, 327 of it, 7 to 5, and 325. You get 7 up here, you're going to be 325, and that's going to be Mackie. I get a number, you say 52, Mackie 52. I'll be the last one on the drive here, guys. 90 days on him. He's going to be the strong cattle. Now you're going to be here down, you're going to be 325. At 325 and be 325 here. Wayne now 325 and 325. You get 5 here. You're going to be 310. I'm going to be 310, 12, and I got a man now 15. Is 17. Get him in 20. Down, get him in 2. Down 325 and 327. Now 330. He's going to be 332. Down 335 and 335. 7. 337 of it. 7 to 40. He's going to be 342 and 342. I'm going to be 2 2 2. He gonna be 342, down 2 to 2, 2 to 2, 2 to 2, 340. I'm gonna be Troy. Get up on 55. You get up on Troy. I'm number 55. To the Strong family, guys, we appreciate you. Nice wing cattle right there. Be the Bowman Farms guys. They're off their mamas. Got 2 rounds of vaccines in them. They're going to be guaranteed open to you now. He's going to be about on 310, 12, and 312. Down 15, and you're going to get 15, 315. You 15, you 15, 15, 15, 17. You're going to be down 20. You're going to be 322. You're going to be 325 and 327 and 330. Down 332. You're going to be 332 and 5. You're 37. Now 337, 40. You're going to be 340 and 340. You get 340 to 40 to 5. You're going to be 337. Get him in 40. Get him in 40. Get him in 42. Down bid 342 and 342 2 40 on line 25. You get a 345 and 345 out of the net here. Vow 7. You get a 347 50 and 350 and 50 to bid 50 to buy. You get to be 350. You get 2 and you're going to get 52 and 2. You get to be 352 2 2 2 to bid 2 2 to bid 2 350. I get to be Evans and number day going to be 51. One of the Evans. How you want to charge him there? Online. You're going to be down, get here, down, bit of on off their mamas. 2 rounds of vaccines, guys. You're going to be guaranteed to be open to you. You're going to be 303. Hit 303, 5 and 5 here. You're going to be 305 and 305. Now you're going to be 7 and now 10 and now 12, now 12, 15, now 17 and 317, 20. You're going to be 322. You're going to be 325 and 325. 2 here, 5 here. You're going to be 322. You're going to be 5. 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 322. You're going to be Troy, number 1. You're going to be Troy on 1. To the Strong family, the Bowman family, guys, we appreciate you guys. Nice cattle right there. I believe this is going to be, you betcha, be the last of the Bowman cattle right here for you. On the get a beat, getting 1 and 1 here, guys. Getting a steer and a bull. On the get a beat, about 325. Get 325 and 325 here now. 327 of it 730 and 332 and 335 and now 37 of it 40. He get a bit 342 and 342. I get a bit 222. He get a bit 340 high. Get a bit 2 and 342. 222. He get a bit 342 340. I get a bit Jerry on 6. He get a on Jerry on 6. On he gonna be steering out. He gonna be selling material. Gonna be $3 at $3 1. He gonna be $3 here. 1 here. He gonna be 3 1. Get 1. He gonna be 255. He gonna be 255 at 255. 5. He gonna be 255 on him. He gonna be 255 at 255. 225. 225 at 225. He gonna be 225 here. $2 on him. 1. He gonna be now 2. He gonna be 2 2 1 2. I'm gonna be 2 1. You're gonna be 2 2 5. You're gonna be 7. You're gonna be now 10. You're gonna be 12. You're 15. He gonna be 17. You're gonna be 20. 220 at 220. You 222. Dang, gonna be 25. You 27. 227. 7 of it. 7 about 225 here. You gonna be 7 up here. 225. You're gonna be 7. You're gonna be 7. You're gonna be 7. 225. That's Ruben. Line number 1. Ruben on 1. Be a brand new deal for you. Gonna be Scott Smiley's cattle guys are always good here now. Off their mamas are all natural to you. Heifers are gonna be open to you. I ain't gonna be he gonna about but a bit on 362. You 2. I ain't gonna be 2 to be 2. He gonna be 362. Then be a 2. I'm 362. And now 25 and be 367. I'm 367. 70. He gonna be 372. He gonna be 372 and 372. 25. He gonna be 377. 80. And you're gonna go to 382. And be 385. 87 and 387. 92 and 392 and 392. 5. He gonna be 395 here. 2's here. 5 here. He gonna be 392. He gonna be 395 here. He gonna be 392. That's Evans. Open heifers, guys. They're right off their mamas. They're all natural to you. They're going to be open to you now. They're going to be down 280. On 281. He's going to be 281 bid. 1 buy down now. 281. 81. 2 and 81. 2. And I got a man down here. They're going to be 281. 23. 83 and 85. 87 a bid. They're going to be 290. They're going to be 292. They're going to be 295. 297. Now $3 on them here. They're going to be 297. 3. Get down 3. Get 3. They're going to be 297. Get him in 3. Get him in 3. 297. George. Get 297. Hang it up on George. Natural to you. Open now. You're going to be 330. You're 330. You're 222. You're going to be 332. And 332. I'm going to be 2225. You're going to be 335 here. Down bid 335 and 335. You're 5 here. And 2057 and 37. Down 337. 7 of it. 7 of them. You're going to be 335. You're going to be 337. You're going to be 335. I'm going to be Troy. And number 1. You're going to be Troy on 1. They're bulls. They're natural. They're good now. They're going to be on 364. On 364. You'd foam forward. You're going to be on 350 and 350. 257, 60, 60, 60, 360 and 362. You'd 2, 5, 365, 67. How close was that? 70. Now down 72, 75 and 377, 80. You're going to be 380. And you're going to go 380 and 382. And you're going to be 382, 85. You're going to be 385, 87. You'd 90. You're going to be 392. You're going to be 392. You'd 5. You get him 395 here, 205 here, he gonna be 392 and 2 and 5 here, he gonna be 392. I gonna be Jerry, and number 4, he gonna be Jerry on 4. Big old stout bull here, down bid here, he gonna be down $3 on him. Get $3. You 333 down 2. He gonna be 302 and 302. I'm gonna be 2. Down gonna be 2. Gonna be 22225 and 305. He gonna be down 7. 305 here. You do it here. 305. You 5-7 now 10. He gonna be down 12. 312 down 12 down camper out here. 310 12 15. You 17. He gonna be 317. You 20. He gonna be 322. He gonna be 322. You 2 to be 2. I gonna be 2 to be 2. He gonna be 320. George. He gonna be 320. I ain't gonna be on George. I'm pretty good little man. How you gonna be? How you gonna buy? You 425. You 425. You 25 here. 7. I gonna be here down 425. 7. 425. You gonna be 7 up here. You gonna be 425. You gonna be 7 up at 730 down 430. You 32. He gonna be 35. He gonna be 37. He gonna be down 40. You 42. He gonna be 45. He gonna be 47 now 50 down 52. You 55 now 7 up here and 60 now 62. 465. Ziggity 5 here down Ziggity 770. You 472. 475. 477. 80. 482 and 482. 2 to 2. 2 to 2. I'm gonna be he gonna be 482 and 2 480. I gonna be camp. I get him on number 0. Camp on O. Little heifers. He gonna be 300 and what you got here? To the Smiley family guys. You sitting here with us, Scott? If you're watching online, sir, we appreciate you. Nice cattle right there. I'll be Armando's cattle. Round of vaccines, guys, are off their mamas. They're going to be, he going to on 355, at 355, 7, I got a van, 357, and 357, 60, 62, 65, 67, 70, it's 72, 75, you got a 77, 80, down 382, 385, 85, 87, 90, you got a 392, you got a 395, you got a 397, you 4 bucks on them, and 402, 405, down 5, 7, 10, 410, I got a 12, down 15, down 17, 20, 420, hit 2, and 425, hit 425, 2 series, 5 here, he gonna be 422 and 2 and 5 here, hang gonna be 422. I gonna be Mackey. I gonna be number 32. Hit Mackey 32. Mackey on 32. I gonna be Big Stout Sisters here now vaccinated. On he gonna be he gonna on and I'm check your head count here. He gonna be on 325 and 325. You hit 5 here. He gonna be 325. Hit 7 and 327 a bit 7 of them. I gonna man 325 7 and 327 30. He gonna be 30 to be 32. I gonna be 32 and 335. You hit 35 here. He gonna be 35, 3, 4, down to 34, and 333 and 4. You're going to be 34, 4, 333, and that's going to be Troy. Number 1, you're going to be Troy number 1, Troy number 1. Their steers, brothers, that here vaccinated. They gonna be about a round of shots in the middle now. Their steers, they gonna be 342. On 342, down 3, down 333, 43. On 343, you 33334, down to 45. In 46 here, and now 47. You're gonna be 7 of it, 7 of 5, 47. You 8. I gonna be 48, 9, 9, 9. Now 50, and 50. On 351, now 2, 3, down 54, 5, down 56 here. And 356, and now 6 here, 7, 357, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9. 961, you're going to be 62, you're going to be 62, hit 3 4, down 65, hit 66 here, down now Sands, you're going to be 770, you're going to be 72, down be 375, and 375, 2 0, 5 here, you're going to be 372, 375 here, you're going to be 372, I'm going to be Jerry on 6, you're going to be Jerry on 6. Getting a steer in the bull. You're going to be hand by them both now. You're going to be 370. At 370, he now 2. You're going to be 372. Hit 2. Down 2, 2, 2, 2. You're going to be 372. And I'm going to be in here 372, 5. And 375, 377, 380, 382. And be at 385. And 385. 82, 0, 5 here. Down 87. And 387. Down 90. You're going to be 392. You're going to be 392. And 392. I'm going to be 2, 2, 2. You're going to be 390, 92, 2, 2, 2, 390. I'm going to be Troy. And number 10, make him a number 3. Hit Troy 3. I ain't gonna be Troy on 3. Troy 3. A little dried out man here, and he's steering. He's good now. He gonna be 1250. Hit 1250. He gonna be 1250 to be down 50 to down 1250. Hit 12 and a half. He gonna be on 1050. I ain't gonna be 1050 to be 50 to down 1050. Hit 10 and a half. He gonna be 900 quarter. He 9 a quarter. Hit 925. 925 50. 950. 950. Hit 950 to bit 75. 975. Hit 975. 1000. He gonna be 1000 quarter down 1050. He gonna be 1075. 1075. Hit 1075. 11. 1100. 1075 11 1075 11 appeared. You're gonna be 1075 Mackey. And make up a number. You're gonna be 25 Mackey 25 Mackey on 25. And you say steer. On you're gonna be a bit of on 375. At 375, you're gonna be 375, 77. You're gonna be 377. I got a van down here, 375, 77, and 377, and now 377 a bit 7 about 375. You're gonna be 377, and 377. Do it here down 380, and down 380, and 380. At 82, then you're gonna be 382, 85. You're gonna be 387, and 387, 90. You're gonna be 390, 90, 90, 87 a bit 90 to bomb. You're gonna be 387, gonna be 90, 387. I'm gonna be Mackey, hanging on 45, Mackey 45. You're gonna be a little steer. You're gonna be but if I don't sell him by the head right here now. You're gonna be 700. Hit 700. You're gonna be 700. You're gonna be 500. Hit 500. He hit 500 bucks here down 5 and a quarter. Hit 5 and a quarter. 525 here. You're gonna be 525. Hit 525. You hit 5 here. You're gonna be 525 here down bid 5 and a quarter. 5 and a quarter. 500. Now gonna be Scott. Be the heck cattle. Guys are home raised. You got 2 rounds of vaccines in a meter dump. I'm going to be 2 weeks wean, and they're open to you. You're going to be, you're going to buy. I'm on 280. How you going to be 281? On 280. I'm going to be 280, 80, 80. How you going to be 280? I'm going to be 280. I'm going to be 280. On 280. I'm going to be. 270, he gonna be 270, hit 1, he gonna be 271, I gonna be 2, I gonna be 275, 277, 80, gonna be 282, on 285, 87 to be 287, 85, 87, he gonna be 285, George Luckard, he gonna be 285, 87, 285, that gonna be Troy, I ain't gonna be 6X, he gonna be Troy, yes sir, go ahead and Prager please. Troy 6X. On 2 rounds of vaccines, guys. He going to be 370. At 370, he going to be 370. He going to be 370. At 370, he going to be 72. 370. Down 2. Down 372. At 372. Down 5. 2. 2. 2. You do it here. He going to be 372. On 2 to be 2. 5. Going to be the house 77. 80. Going to be 2. Going to be 5. 87. Going to be 90. 392. 395. 397. 4. Hit now 2. Down 5 here. 407 to be 10. 410. 12. 412. Down 410. You going to be 12 here. Down 410. 12. 12. 12. He going to be 410. I going to be Mackey. I get a number 32, and Mackey 32, Mackey 32. Big Sisters here. They're guaranteed open to you now. 2 rounds of vaccines. You're going to be 309. Hit 9. 999. You're going to be 309. Hit 9. You hit 309 here. Down 10. High. Going to be 310. And 39, 10, 11. And 311 to be down 12. Hand you're going to go down 13. Down 313. Hit 13. I going to be 13, 13, 13. And 313. And 312 here. You're going to be 13, 312. I'm going to be 13, 13, 312. I'm going to be Mackey. Get him on 62. Mackey 62. Big Sister, stick them right on there now. He gonna be down, bit here down, but on 292, on 292. I'm gonna be 2 to be 2. He gonna be 93. He gonna 93, 95. Hit 297, and now 3, now 2. He gonna be 302 and 302. I'm gonna be 2, gonna be 2, gonna be 2, 302. On 2 to be 2. I'm gonna be $3 here, 2 here. He gonna be 302, 2, 2, 302. You do it here, 302, $3. I'm gonna be George. Be the steers. They came right along, guys. 2 rounds of vaccines. They're steers here now. Are you going to be time of 2 weeks Halloween? Are you going to be 425? Hit 425. You hit 5 here down. Going to be 425. 425. Hit 425. You hit 5 here. Are you going to be 425? 5, 5, 410. Hit 410. I ain't going to be 10. Going to be 10. Going to be 10. 410. And now 12. 412. And I got to end down here. 14, 12. Hit 15. And now 15, 17. Are you going to be 17? Hit 20. Are you going to be 22? Are you going to be 25? Are you going to be 25? Hit 25. 422 here, 5 here, D going to be 422, going to be 5 here, D going to be 422 and 2 and 5, 422. I going to be Camp and Mega number 0. I ain't going to on Camp on O. Their steers are good. He gonna be down, he gonna be 322. On 322, down 2 0. He gonna be 322. I ain't gonna be 222. On 322. I ain't gonna be 322. Jerry, what do you think here? He gonna be 322. You 15. And 315. You 16. You 16. He gonna be 316. You 16. 17. I ain't gonna be 20. And 322. On 325. 326 here. 327. And 328. And 999. 30. He gonna be 31. He gonna be 32. And 32. 2 2 2 3. He gonna be 33, hit 34, he gonna be 35 here, he gonna be 36 here, he gonna be 36 high, hit 37, he gonna be 38, and 339, 9999, and 339, 8 and 9 and 9 and 9, he gonna be 338, he gonna be 339, he gonna be 338, I gonna be Rob, again number 7, Rob on 7, Rob 7. Guys, I think they're all steers on them now. How you going to be? They're 2 weeks on the weaning, guys. They're 2-round shots in them. On the going to be, about 318, yeah, 318, 18, 1820, and 320. I got a van down here at 1822, and 325, yeah, 327, 330, 332, down 335, and 37 to mid 40, 342, you going to be 345, going to be 347, and 347, 50, down 352, 25 here now, 7, yeah, 57, 60, 362, 2 to mid 2, 2 to mid 2, and 365, down 65 here, down 67, it's 70, he going to be 372, high going to be 372, 2 to be 2. I ain't gonna be 372. 2 to be 2. 2 to be 2. 2 to be 2. He gonna be 370. I gonna be George. He gonna be 370. I gonna be George. Chancey, we appreciate you. Nice cattle right there now. It'll be the KS cattle for you. Guys, they're home raised. Got a round of vaccines in them. No implants in the good cattle. On you gonna be 2 weeks on the weaning. On you gonna be you gonna be 360. I'm 360. I'm now 60s here. You gonna be 360. I'm 360. And you're gonna 60 round of vaccines 2 and 362. I gonna van down here be 362. Yeah, 2 to be 2. I ain't gonna be 362. He gonna be 2 2 2 2. He gonna be 362 2 2 360. I gonna be Mackey. I gonna be number 32. Mackey on 32. I'm going to be round the vaccine. Short Wayne now. On you going to be, he going to about, on 335. You get 335 and bid 5 here. You get to be 335 7, 337 of it 7 to 5, 335. You get to be 7 up here down 335. You get to be 7 of it 7 to 5, 335 7, 335. You get to be 7 of it 7 to 5. You get to be 335 7, 335. Mackey, and number you get to be number 42. Mackey 42. Mackey 42. I'm being a notch bigger here. You get to be 320 at 320. Hey, you get to be 20 to be 20 to buy me. You get to be 320 at 320. Hey, you get to be 320, 20, 20. Hey, you get to 320 at 320. You get 320, 15 bid, 16 buy and 316. Hey, you get to be 16, 16, $3 2 and walk them. Hey, you get to be 302 at 302. I get to be 2, 2, 2. Hey, you get to be 302. Round the shots, guys. 302. You get 2 down 5. You get to be 305. I get to be here down 5, 5, 5, 7, 307. Get to be 10. Get to be 12. At 312. And you get to 312 now 15. 15, is 17. He going to be down 20. He going to be 322 and 325. 5, 5, 322 and 2 and 5 here. He going to be 322 and 5, 322. I going to be Troy, had number 1. He going to be Troy number 1. Troy number 1. Their steers are vaccinated. He going to be, they're good now. They're going to be here down. But here they going to be 450. Hit 450. Hit 50 to be 50 to buy. They're going to be 450. Hit 450 and 50, 50, 50. He going to be 405. Hit 405. D&D on trim here down bid 405. Hit 5. Hit 5 here down 7, 407, 10. Get him in 12 down 15. Hit 15. He going to be 15, 15, 15. 412. Now going to get 15. 412, 15. Hit 15. I going to be 15 to bid 15 to buy. Me going to be 412. I going to be Mackey, get him on 45, Mackey 45. I'll be the big brothers here down. He gonna be about one of them on 300, and I want here down to get around the shots at them guys or steers. He gonna be 362. Get to the 2. I gonna be 362. He gonna be 222. I gonna be 2 and 362. I gonna be 2 to be 2. He gonna be 362. You do it here. I gonna be 350 and 350, and now 350 to be 50 to buy. Man, gonna be 335 and 335. 7. I gonna be 40 now 2, 342 and 5, 347 and 350. 52, 2, 5, 357. Be right there, 60, 362, 2, 2, 362. Get 2, 5, 365, 365, 5, 7, 70, and 372. He going to be 375. He going to be 377, and 377. Out of pine, he going to be 375. He going to be 377. He going to be 375 here, 77 here, 375. I going to be Jerry. I number 4. I ain't going to be Jerry on 4. Red Bones and good here now. To the KNS family, guys. We appreciate you, folks. Nice cattle. They're going to be Donnie Todd's cattle guys that brought you 12 head of them. They're reds and they're good. They're going to be home raised guys around to the 8-way and around the modified live as well now. You're going to be off their mamas. You're going to be heifers. They're going to be open to you now. You're going to be 305. You get 305. You get 5 here. You're going to be 305. 5, 5. You're going to be 305 and 305. You get 5 here. 7 and 307 of it. 7 to 5. I got a van here. 305. You're going to be 7 and 305. You're going to be 7 up here. And I got a van down here. Be 305, 307 and 307 of it. 7 to 5. You're going to be 305. And I got to be Mackey. I ain't got a number down 52. You get Mackey 52. Mackey 52. They're going to be down. What are they going to be? The brothers. They come along now. Do you get to be 1 round of shots now right off their mamas? You're going to be down on 370 and 370. You're going to be 370, 70, 70, 70. You're going to be 370 and 370. You're going to be 350 and 350. I'm 50 to be 50 to buy me. You're going to be 350 and 350 and now 50 and 350, 340 and 340. And now 1. You're going to be 340, 1 bid, 1 buy. Down. You're going to be 340. Why? Hit 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 340, 1, 2. Down 42. Hit 43. You're going to be 45. You're going to be 47. Hit 47 of it, 7 about me. You're going to be 345 here. You're going to be 7 up here. You're going to be 345. I'm going to be JW. Get him on 5. You get him on JW 5. There's steers. He going to be on 318. 18. And you're going to get 318. 18. I going to be 18, 20. Down bid 320. And 20 to bid 20 to buy me. Going to be 320. I got a man down. He going to be 320. 320, 20, 22, 2, 2. 325. 325, 7. 327 to bid 30. 332. 332. 2, 5. 335 here. 7 up here. 337. And 335. He going to be 7 to bid 7 to buy me. Easy down. 335. He going to be 337. 335. George. He get him on 335. Get him on George. Now you're going to be get here down to the Todd family. Donnie, you sitting here with us? Nice red cattle right there now. I'll be the Denton Farms. Going to be all natural to you. Shapy girl right here now. You're going to be You bet. I'm going to be right off the mamas. I'm going to be guaranteed to be open to you now. Do you going to be 272? I'm 272. I'm going to be 272. I'm 272. I'm going to be 222. Guaranteed to be open to you now. 272. I'm 250. I'm going to be 250. Are you going to be 250 to be 50 to buy? Are you going to be 235? Now I'm going to van down 7. I'm 235. Are you going to be 7 up here down 35 here down bid 7. I'm 235. 7. 235 here. Are you going to be 7 to bid 7 to buy? Are you going to be down 40? I'm 240. Are you going to be on do it here? They're going to be 242. I'm 245. Are you going to be 242 and 2 and 5 here? Are you going to be 242? Are you going to be 245? I'm going to be 242. I'm going to be Ruben. On Heel Bull, he gonna be, on you gonna be $5 on him. You get $5. You get five. You gonna be $5 a pound here, five. He gonna be $4.50. You get $4.50. Right now, 50 to buy. You gonna be $4.50. Hit $4.50. Time 4 1/4. You hit $4.25. Hit $4.25. 7. $4.27 to 7 to buy. $4.25. 7. Hit $4.25. You gonna be 7 up here. You gonna be $4 on the man. $4 too. Hit $4.02. I'm gonna be 2 down $3.50 and fix him. Walk him now. $3.50. $5.60. Pound 5 and $3.65, $70, $3.70 and $3.70. You do it here. You're going to be $3.70, $3.65, $70 and $3.65, $75, $80, and I'm going to $3.85. Going to be $3.85, $90. You're going to be $3.95. $3.95, $5. You're going to be $3.95, $3.95 here. You're going to be $3.95, 4, 5, 10, 10, 10, 10, 405. Going to be 10, 405. Ruben. You're going to be $7.50. You're $7.50. Are you going to be $7.50 to be 50 to buy? You're going to be $7.50. You're going to be $5.50. And I'm going to man down $5.50. $5.75. You get $5.75. $600. 6 1/4. 6 1/2. $6.75. $700. 7 1/4. You get 7 1/2. $7.50 down. $75. $7.75. You're $7.50. Are you going to be $75 here? Are you going to be $7.50? Are you going to be $75 here? Are you going to be $7.50 to be 75 now? $800. You get 8. 8, 8, 8, 8. And $800. You get 8. 8 1/4. $8.25. $8.50. $8.50 to be now. 75, 875, 9, 900, you get 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 900, 8, 9 1/4, 9 1/4, you get 9 1/4, you get 950, you're going to be 950, 9 1/4, you get 9 1/2, you're going to be 925, I'm going to be Mackie, I'm going to be number 20, just 2X, Mackie 2X. On he bull and a good one. On he going to be 700. He's 7 1/4. He's 7 1/2. 75. 800. 8 1/4. 8 1/2. 875. Hit 900. 9 1/4. 950. 975. 1,000. 10 1/4. Hit 10 1/4. You get 10 here. Quarters here. You're going to be 1025. Mac, you on try him here down 1025. Hit 1025. You're going to be 1025 here. You're going to be 1025. You're going to be 1025. $1,000 and that's hexed. Off the cows, all natural, guaranteed open to you. Are you going to be, are you going to be 340? Then 340. Are you going to be 340? 340. Are you going to be 40 to bid 40 to buy? Are you going to be 340? Then 340. You're going to be 40, 40, 40. You're going to be 325. And then house 7. And 327, 30. Are you going to be 32? Are you going to be 35? You get 37. Are you going to be 37 to bid 7 to buy? 37. And now 40. Are you going to be 342? Are you going to be 342? And 345, 7. 347. And 347. Both out here. 347, 52, 5, 355. You 55, 7. And 7, 60. 362, 5, 365, 7, in 367, 7 to 5, 70. Hey, you're going to be 372, 5. Hey, you're going to be 375, in 372, 5, 7, 80, and I'm at 380, and 377, 80. Hey, you're going to be 377, 80 here. You're going to be 377, 80. Hey, you're going to be 377, Evans. Big heifers guaranteed to be open to you. You're going to be, he going to be on 275. On 275, you're going to be 275 here. You're going to be 275. On 275, you're going to be 275 here. You're going to be 275. You're going to be 250. On 250, I'm going to be 50 to bid 2. I'm going to be 252 and 2. On 252, I'm going to be in here. You're going to be 252. You're going to be 252 and 2 and 5. 255, 7, 60, 262, 265, 67. It's 70, 272, 275, 277. On 277, 280. You're going to be 282. I'm going to be 282, 82, 85. Going to be 285, 87, 287 to bid 7 to 5. On 285, 87 up here. You're going to be 285, 87. You're going to be 285, George. You're going to be 285. Get him on George. He's a bull. He's going to be, he going to buy. On you gonna be down a bit on 300 and on here down bid 65 and 365 and 5 here you gonna be 365 here you gonna be 365 and 365 you gonna be 345 you gonna be 345 and 345 555 you gonna be 345 7 and 345 750 52 down 55 57 of bid 65 2 and 362 2 5 365 67 367 you gonna be 367 65 here down bid 7 up here 70 and 370 372 you gonna be 375 and 375 377 380 you're gonna be 382 you're gonna be 385 and 387 and 390 you're gonna be 392 you're gonna be 392 on 2 to be 2 I'm gonna be 392 and 2 and 2 you're gonna be 392 and 390 I'm gonna be Jerry on 4 you're gonna be Jerry on 4. He's a bull. He's 45 days. He gonna be 350 and 350 and get 222. And I'm gonna be here down bid 352 and 352. I'm gonna be 2 to be 2. I'm gonna be 2 352 and 5 and 355 7. You're gonna be 60 360. It's 360 360 2 5 365 7. It's 70. He's gonna be 372. He's gonna be 372 and 372. I'm gonna be 2222. He's gonna be 370. They're gonna be Jerry on 4. I'm the Jerry on 4. It's Jerry. Got a number 4. On you gonna be down, on you gonna be down, Salamateur, you gonna be down, heifer, 45 days. 335 at 335. You get 5 here down 740. You're gonna be 2. You're gonna be 5. You're gonna be 7. You're now 52 down 52 and 2. Hey, you're gonna be 352. Get 2. I'm gonna be 352. I'm gonna be 2 to be 2 down. On 5 and 355. Get 7. Now 7. You're gonna be 357. You're 55. You're gonna be 7 up here. You're gonna be on 57. 7. You're gonna be 355. And how do we charge in there? I'm sorry, Alan. You bet. I'll be the Powers cattle. I'm going to be a bunch of them. I'm going to be home raised, round of shots in them, guys. Cattle Master Gold, 7-way. No implants in them, guys. You're going to be open if you need them to be now. You're going to be 355 and 355. You get 5 here. You're going to be about 355 and 355. You're going to be 335 and 335. 5. You're now 740. You're going to be 2. You're going to be 5. You're going to be 347 and 347. 7 of it, 7 of 9. 345, 750. Now 2, 5, 355 and 355. 7, 760, 360. And now 2, 362 and 5, 365. Yes, 7, 367. 360 sign down 5 here, 7 up here, 365 here. You're going to be 7 of it, 7 of 9. You're going to be 365. I'm going to be Troy. Get him on 3X. Troy, get him on 3X. Powers cattle now. Round of shots in them, guys, right off the mamas. $4 on them. Who you going to be $4? You get 4. You get 4. 2 down 5. 405 7. Get them in 10. Get them in 12. Get them in 15. You're going to be 17. Get them in 20. Get them in 2. 425 and 425 here down 7. You get down 30. 430 32. You're going to be 35. You're going to be 35. 437 now 40 for 40. You're 440. You get 40 to 42. Down you're going to get for 42 and 5. Hit 45. 47. 47 50. Down 50 50 50. Hit 47 50. Now 2 5. 55 here down 7. Hit 57 60 60. Down bid 65 in 65 is going to be 7 now 70 you're going to be 70 70 70 472 it's 72 down you're going to be 25 you're going to be 75 here you're going to be 75 in 475 77 477 477 75 77 475 here 77 up here 475 477 475 camp at number 0. I'll be the balance of the Powers cattle. I'm going to be 460. You get 460. Stick them right on there. You're going to be 460. Hit 460. I now 60s here. You're going to be 460. Hit 460. You're going to be 450. Hit 450. You get 50, 50. You're going to get 450. Hit 50 to bit. 50 to bound. You're going to get 435. Hit 435. You're going to be 35 here. You're going to be 435. Do it here. 435. Hit 435. $4 on them. Hit $4. You get 405. You're going to be 10. You're going to be 15. You're going to be 20. You're going to be 425. You're now 30. 430, 30, 30. 425. You're going to be 35. 435. Hit 40 for 40, hit for 40, you hit 45 here for 45, 5 for 45, hit 445, you hit 5 here, you're going to be for 40, I get to be camp, I get them on 0, I get them on Campo. To the Powers family, thank you, sir, we appreciate you, nice cattle right there. Be the Metzler cattle. Be 25 head of these things sorted up for you guys, they're off their mamas, they're all natural, the heifers are going to be open to you. On, you're going to be 342. On 342. Now, going to be in here. 5, going to be 7. Going to be 50. Going to be 2. Going to be 5. Going to be 7. And now 60. 360. 362. Get to 5. 365. 87. Now 70. 372. And 375. You're going to be 377. 380. You're going to be 382. Now, going to be 385. Going to be 385. 87. 387. 90. You're going to be 392. You're going to be 392. Get to the 2. 5. Going to be 395 here. 397. 397. 4. And 4 bucks on them. 2. 402. Get 2. I'm going to be 222. Now 4 bucks and 2. Get 402. I'm going to be 2. Going to be 2. Going to be 2. Going to be 2. 4 bucks. That's going to be Mackey. I'm going to be on 32. Mackey 32. On heifers, handle up same way here now. All natural to you. On you gonna be about on 330 and 330. How you gonna be 31? I'm gonna be here down be 331 on 330, 331. 2. You're gonna be 32, 35. You're gonna be 37. You're gonna be down 40, 342 on 345. You're gonna be 347, 347, 50, 352. Get 2 down 5, 357, 57, 57, 60, 360, and now 2, 2, 2, 2, 5, 365, 362 and 5. 2 here, 5 here. You're gonna be 362. You're gonna be 5 here. You're gonna be down 362. I got to be Troy. Got to be number 3X. You got to be Troy. Number 3X. Guaranteed open sisters to you now. Heifers, so you're going to be guaranteed to be open. On, you're going to be Salvatore. You're going to be 280. On 282. You're going to be 282. 85 here. You're going to be 287. 87, 90. On 290. You're going to be 292. You're going to be 295. You're going to be 297 now. 3. And $3 2. You're going to be 305. You're going to be 307. You're going to be 310. You're going to be 312. You're 15. Down 315. And 312. Down 15. 15. 15. You're going to be 312. 15. 15. 15. You're going to be 312. I'm going to be George. You're going to be 312. You're going to be on George. Big sisters. They're guaranteed to be open to you now. You're going to be 250 on 252. You're going to be 25. You're going to be 255, 255 on 255. 5. You're going to be 257. It's 60. Yes, sir. 2. You're going to be 262 on 2. I'm going to be 262. You're going to be 2. Going to be 2. Going to be 2 on 262. 2. 2. 5. 5. 7. 260 cents and 7. 260 cents. 7. 260 cents. 5. 7. You're going to be 265 here. Down 7 up here. You're going to be 265. George. You're going to be 265. I'm going to be George. Be little brothers now. You get a bit, you get about $4 on them. You get $4. You get 2. Down, you get a bit, 2. Down, 402. You get 2. Downtown 2, 2, 2. Now I got a bit here down $4 and 2. You get 2. Down, you get a bit 2, 5. You get a bit 7. You get a bit 10. You get a bit 12. You get a bit 15. You get a bit 17. You get a bit 20. You get a bit 2, 5. You get 27. Down 427, 32. You get a bit 32, 35. You get a bit 35. You get 37. And 437. You get 435. You get a bit 7 up here. Down 435 here. You get a bit 7 a bit 7 above. You get a bit 435. I get a bit Mackey. Get them on 35. Mackey, you're going to get them on number 35. Their bulls are good. You're going to be 200. And I want here. You're going to be 250. You got 250. You're going to be 250 to be 50 to buy. You're going to be 250. You 250 on 250. I ain't gonna be 240. I ain't gonna be 240. You're gonna be 240. You're gonna be 240. And 1 1 1. On 241. I gonna van down here. You're gonna be 240. Why? Yeah, 2. You're gonna be 243. You're gonna be 245. You're gonna be 247. You're 50. You're gonna be 250. You're gonna be 252. 2 2. I'm gonna be 252. On 225. I'm gonna be 255. On 255. On 255. 5 5 2 0 5 here. You're gonna be 252 and 2 and 5. I'm gonna be 252. I'm gonna be 252 and 5. 255 7. You're 7 7 7. 255. George. You're gonna be 255. Get up on George. They're bulls. He gonna be about 300. And on one here. They gonna be 40 and 340. I ain't gonna be 340 to 40 by me. Gonna be 340 and 340. I ain't gonna be 340 and 340, 320, 321. I got a man down to 3 5 7. Hit 30. He gonna be 332. I ain't gonna be 35. He gonna be 37. Gonna be 40 down to and 345. Now 347. Gonna be 350 and 350 and 350. I 347 50. He gonna be about 347 50. He gonna be 347. I gonna be George, he in 347. Get up on George. He little brother, he gonna about on 365 and 365 hand bid 5-7. I got him in here down 65-7, 365 down bid 7 up here 65-7 and 367 365. Get him in 7, get him in 7, get him in 7, get him in 7, 365 7, 365. That's Allen. I ain't get him in 365. Allen. Hold your gate. Hold your gate. Come on, Sonny. He's steer yearling. 290, you get 290, you get a bit 290, 90, 90, you get a bit 290, you get 290, you get 290, 90, 90, you get a bit 290, you get a bit 280, you get a bit 281, on 280, 81, you get a bit 82, net of a 2, net of a 2, 3, and 85, 87, 87, 90, on 292, you get a bit 295, get a bit 295, at 295, 205 here, and get a bit 292 and 5, 292, 5 here, you get a bit 292 and 2 and 2 and 5, 292, I get a bit Troy, number 8, Troy, number 8. She's a yearling, open, checked open now. Do you get a beat? He came in Tuesday, guys. She's checked open. On, you get a beat 275. On 275, you get a bit 275. George, you looking here? Do you get a bit 275? On 275, you get a bit 260. On 262, and I got a man down here 262. You two. I got a bit 2 down, but on 2 2 2. You get a bit 262 and 2 and 5. 265, 7. You get a bit 70, 270, 72, 272. On 272, I get a bit 2 2 2. You get a bit 270. I get a bit Troy. I get on 18. You get on Troy. Number 18. Be a brand new deal for you. They're gonna be I'm sorry, one more time. Be the Licton Walter cattle. 2-round shots, no implants, long time on the weaning. On heifers, you get a bit, you get about, you get 340, you get a bit 340, and 340, you get 340, 40, and now 1, you get a bit 341, on 340, 41, 1 bid now, 41 here, and I get a bid 1, you get a 2, 3, 4, 44, and 44, 5, you get a bit 45 here, down bid 600, and 4600, and 345, 346, and 345, both out here now, 345, get a bit 6 up here, you get a bit 345, get a bit 6 here, you get a bit 345, I get a bit Troy, get a bit 24, you get a bit Troy. Number 24. They're long time weaned here now. Do you get a bit? Do you get about 290? You get 290. You get a bit 290, 290, 290, 290, 290. You get a bit 90, a bit 95. You get a bit 290. You get a bit 280. On 280, I get a bit 281. I got a bit here then 82. No guarantee. I get a bit 281 2. 81 2, and I still got them here. Then I get a bit 281. Get a bit 2. You do it here 3. And I get a bit 283. Get 3. 82 and 83 3 3 3. I get a bit 282 and 3 and 4. 84 and 85. Get a bit 287. You get a bit 290. Get a bit 292. And you get a bit 292. On 2 to bit 2. I get a bit 292 and 2 and 2. You get a bit. You get about 292 2 2 2. I get a bit 290. I get a bit Jerry. Get them on 11. You won't preg them. You get them on Jerry 11. Preg them. Go ahead and preg them, please. They're heifer yearlings here now. Do you get to be 255? You get 255. You get 255 here. Do you get to be no guarantee. 255 on 255. 5. You get a bit 255 here. Do you get a bit 240? Do you get a bit 241? And now 2. Do you get a bit 240? Yes, sir. Do you get a bit 241? 2. Get 2. Now you get a bit 242. 2. Now 3. You get a bit 5. Spin it one time, please. Now 7. You get 50. You get a bit 252. Hey, you get a bit 255. You get a bit 257. 57. Now 60. 262. 2. 262 and 5. And 85. Now 7. 87. It's 70. 272. Do you get a bit 272 and 5? Get a 275. 272 and 5. Jerry, what do you think you're doing? Going to be 272 and 2 and 5 here. Do you going to be? He get about 272. I going to be Troy and number. Do you going to be number 2? And go ahead and preg them. You get Troy 2. Troy 2 and preg them. You bet. Yeah, you're going to be taking about long wing steers, 2 rounds of vaccines. 355, you get 355, and bid 7, 3 bit of a 7, 355, 7 up here, there he is, 355, 7, 355, you're going to be 760, 362, 65, 67, 70, it's 72, 75, 77, and 377, 375 here, you're going to be 7 up here, 375, you're going to be 377, and 375, 77, you're going to be 375, D&D, and number 2, D&D on 2. I'm going to be $4 on the wean steer now. $4. You get $4 on him. You get $4 here, 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 402. You get 2. I'm going to be 25. You're going to be 405. You get 405. And now 7. I'm going to be 10. You're going to be 12 now. 15. You get 17. You're going to be 20. You're going to be 2 down 25. You get 27. You're going to be 30. I'm going to be 32, 35. You're going to be 37. You're for 35. You're going to be 37, 40. You're going to be 42. Down bid 45, 47. You get 50, 52. Down bid 5 down 60, 460. Hit 460. Hit 60, 60, 60, 455. D&D on 1. Is it true that you're in a band, Mr. Miller? Is it true that you're in a band? I'll be dang. I didn't know that. Somebody told me that the other day. Big old yearling steer. He gonna be 282. On 282. I'm gonna be 282. 282. 82. I'm gonna be 222. He gonna be 282. 222. Long time yearling steer down 270. Now 1. Hit 2, 3, 5, and 77. 80. I'm gonna be 282. I'm gonna be 285. 85. 85 here and 87. 87 to 90. You're gonna be 290. 90. 88. I'll do that. 89. Now 90. Same old 90, 1, you 912, hit 92. I ain't gonna be 912, I ain't gonna be 292, and 912. I 1091, gonna be 222, I ain't gonna be 291, gonna be 2, gonna be 2, 291. I gonna be, get him on George. Was it the Bentley? To the Lichtenwalter family, guys, we appreciate you. Nice cattle right there. Be the Bentley cattle, Judy Bentley's cattle, guys. They're off their mamas. They got a round of vaccines in them. Negative. I'm going to be no guarantee on the heifers. I'm going to be on 282. On 282. I'm going to be 222. Round of shots in them, guys. You're going to be 282. 82. I'm going to be 222. I'm going to be 282. I'm going to be 282. Hit 2. I'm going to be 222. You're going to be 275. On 275. 275. 557. I'm going to be 277. 80. You're going to be 282. I'm going to be 285. 87. 287. 90. You're going to be 292. You're going to be 292. Hit 2. I'm going to be 222. You're going to be 292. 222. You're going to be 292 and 2 and 2. You're going to be 290. I'm going to be George. You're going to be 290, George. Off their mamas, got a round of vaccines in here now. They're going to be, you say steers? You're going to be 275. At 275, you're going to be 275 here. You're going to be 275. On 275, you at 555. You're going to be 275 here. You're going to be 260. On 260, 1, 2, 5, 7, 70. You're 72. You're going to be 75. You're going to be 277. 80. You're going to be 282. On 282, I'm going to be 25. You're going to be 285, 87. 87 and 85, 87. I'm going to be 285, 87. On 285, 7 up here. You're going to be 285 here down, biz 7 up here. They're going to be 285. I'm going to be George. You get him on George. Big new deal for you. Judy, you sitting here with us? Thank you, folks. We appreciate you. If you're watching online right there, move on to the Luna cattle. Gerardo Luna's good cattle for you. They're going to be long-time wean guys. They got 2 rounds of vaccines in them. 340. Oh, you're going to be 340. You're going to be 340. You get 340. You get 40 to mid 40 to mile. You're going to be 340. You're going to be 340. At 340. You're going to be 330. And on 331. On 331. 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 320. Then you're going to go to 321. On 321. Wean now. 321. Hit 1, 1, 1. You're going to be $3 2. Walk them at that door. Down bid 302. Hit 2. I'm going to be 222. I'm going to be 302. And now 5. You're going to be 305 here. And I'm going to be down bid 305. And 302 and 5. 5, 5, 5. And 2 series 5 here. You're going to be 302. 2 and 2 and 5 7 and 307. I got to be 10 310 10 10. You get 12. Have 15. Have 15 15. You're going to be 312. Down be 15 15 312. Allen. You get 312. Get him on Allen. On he steer. On he gonna be thank you. He gonna be $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50. He gonna be $1.20, $1.20, $1.20 to mid 20 to mile. He gonna be 75 cents a pound. It's 75 cents a pound. He gonna be on 50, and I got a man down to 52. Down bid 52 and 25, 55, 7, 65, 75, 85, 85. 85 here and 85, 90. You get 90, 95. He gonna be $1, 5, 105, 105. 105 here, 105, 5, 5, 10, 110, 15, you 15, 20, 125, you got 125, 125, 30, 130, 125, you get it in 30, you get it in 30, you get it in 30, 125, you get it in 30, 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 125, and that is Yeah. You gonna be? You say heifer open? She's a yearling. She's a heifer. She's open. Who you gonna be? Who you gonna buy? Sell it right there. You gonna be? You gonna be down on 220? You're 220. Are you gonna be 220 to bid 20 to buy me? You gonna be 220? At 220. Are you gonna be 220? Down on $2 on herd. Are you gonna be $2 one? You're two. I'm gonna be 2, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, and 25 here. 225. At 225. You're gonna 30. You're gonna be 230. You're gonna be 235. At 235. You're gonna be 235. On 230, 35, and now 40. You're gonna be 245. You're gonna be 245. And take that 25. You're gonna be 245. 7. You're gonna be 247. At 247. 7 to bid 7 to buy me. You're gonna be 245, you're going to be 247, you're going to be 245. That's Geronimo. You're going to be 305, you 305, and be at 500, you're going to be 305, and 305, you at 500, you're going to be 305, and be at 305, you at 5, 5, 5, you're now 7, and 500, you're going to be 7, you're going to be 7, you at 10, and now 12, now 15, and 15, 17, and 317, you at 15, you're going to be 17, 15 to be at 17 to buy me, you're going to be 315, you're going to be 17, 17, 17, 17, you do it, 20, 2, 25, you're going to be 25, 7. You get 30. He going to be 32. He going to be 332. 330. Then going to be Jerry. Get him on 6. Ah, 45 days, all natural, Tina. 45 days and natural. You're going to be the Reagan cattle. You're going to be, you say 340. At 340. How you going to be 40 to bid 40 to buy me? You're going to be 340. At 341. How you going to be 341? I got a van here down bid 341 2. Hit 5 and 45 7. You hit 50 and now 52 down bid 55 here down bid now 7 and now 60. How you going to be 360 down 2 and 365. You get 5 here bid say 365. At 205. You get them on 362. Get them in pie. Get them in pie. Get them in pie. Get them in pie. 362. I get to be Mackey. Get him on 42. Mackey 42. You're going to be down. He's a bull. 45-day bull down. You're going to be down 300 and on one here. 25 at 325 and be 325 here. You're going to be 310 at 310. Right now 12 now 15 and 15. Yes 17. You're going to be 17. He's steer now. You're going to be 315 17. He'd be a steer 315 17 and 317. You 15. You're going to be 17 now 315 17. You 15. How you going to be? You're going to be 17 here. You're going to be 315. JW. I ain't got a number straight. JW straight. You're going to be cover your heifers down. Be the white cattle. They're off their mama's, guys. They're going to be all natural to you. 325. You get 325 and 25 here. You're going to be 325 at 325. You get 5 here. You're going to be 325. You're going to be 325. Little black heifers down. 325 at 325 and bid 5 here. You're going to be 325. 15 bid and 315. 17. You're going to be 17. 20 and 322. You're going to be 325 now. Bid 327 and 325. You're going to be 7 up here. You're going to be 325. You're going to be 327. You're going to be 325 7. 325. Mackey. I get him on number 52. You get Mackey 52. Mackey on 52. Yearling heifer, she's open to them. Checked open already. You're going to be down, but on 270. You get 270. You get 70. Are you going to be 270? 70, 70. Are you going to be 270? On 270. Are you going to be 70 to 70? Are you going to be 250? On 250. I'm going to have 250, 50, 50. Are you going to be 250? Checked open now. 240. On 241. On 241. Are you going to be 225? On 225 and 227. 7 to 7 around. 225, 7. On 225. Are you going to be 7 up here? All on the seats now. 225, 7, 30. On 232. Are you going to be 35? Are you going to be 37? 237. On 237. Are you going to be 35, 37, on 237, on 235, are you going to be 7 to bid 7 to mile? Are you going to be 235? Are you going to be 237? 235, they're going to be Seth. Oh, a little dried out heifer. On you gonna be $4 on her. You $4. You get 4 be the white cattle now. You gonna be $4 on her. You $4. You gonna be 375 and 375 and bid 375 and 380. How you gonna be 380? I gonna van down here down bid 380 and 380. How you gonna be 75.80? Then you gonna be 375.80. Then you gonna be 375.80. Then you gonna be 375. Mackie on 32. On open heifer, checked open now. Are you going to be 225? 282. Are you going to be 282? Hit 2. I'm going to be 282 and 2. I'm going to be 260. On 260. I'm now 60. Yearling open. Are you going to be 260? On 260. Are you going to be 240? Are you going to be 240? On 240. You 222. I'm going to be in here. I'm going to be 242. On 242. 2 to be 2. 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 242. You do it here. I'm going to be 242 and 2 and 2. 240 Allen. 240. I'm going to be an Allen. They're bulls. They came along. White cattle now. On negative 325. You get 325. You get 5 here. You get about 325 and 325. You miss me. You get to be 325 and 325. You get 5 here. You get to be down bid 310 and 310. I get to be 10, 10, 10. I get to be 310 and 310. You do it here. $3 here 2 and 302. I get to be 222 down $3 and 2. And I get to be 2 302. You get 2. I get to be 222 302 and $3 here and 2. And I got money high now 302. You get to be 2. Get to be 2. Get to be 2. Get to be 2. Get to be 2 and 5. Get 305 and 305 and 307. I could have been 10, you could have been 12, down 15, you're 17, now 20, you could have been 320, you're 17, 20, you could have been 320, 20, 20, you could have been 317, you could have been 20, you could have been 20, you could have been 20, 317, Geronimo. Hey, big old bull. Hey, you going to be 250? You get 250. Are you going to be 250 to be 50 to buy me? You going to be 250? Sammy boy, what do you think here, Dan? You're going to be 250. 250. You're going to be 240. 240. I ain't going to be 240 to bid 40 to buy me. You're going to be 225. And I got a van down 730, 257. 237, 40. You're going to be 240, 42. You're going to be 245. You're going to be 245. Now 7. I'm going to be now 50. You're going to be 250. 250. I ain't going to be 252. I ain't going to be 255. You're going to be 255. Yes, 7. Now 60. 260. 260. I ain't gonna be 257. Gonna be 60. D gonna be 257. I gonna be George. He gonna be on 257. Gonna be on George. On, you gonna be down $4 on them. He gonna be 402. Hit 402. High gonna be 222. They gonna be down their bulls. I'll take 375 and 375. He gonna be 375, 375, and 375, 55. He gonna be 375 here, 375, and 375, 350. You get 350, 350. You get 50 and 350. Do it here too. They gonna be 352. Get 2 to be 2. High gonna be 222. They gonna be 352 and 2 and 2. 352, 350. Mackie 45. You get Mackie. You get number 45. Mackie 45. I'm going to be one of them short tail, the other 3 long tail yearlings. I ain't here. You're going to be down on $3. 1 at 301. I ain't going to be $3 on here. Now you're going to 301. You get 1. I'm bid 301 bid 1 bound. You're going to be 301. 291. At 291. I'm going to be 92. You're going to be 222. 291 2. You get 2. I'm going to be 222. You're going to be 291. You're going to be 2. 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 291. You're going to be 2. 291 George. You bet you guys just didn't sort up here now. He's a 75-day yearling now. They're going to be 320. You get 320. You get 320. You're going to be 320. You're going to be 320. You get 320. And 20 to be 20 to buy me. You're going to be 320. 75 days on him now. 320. At $3. 1. You're going to be 301. You get 1. 1. 1. You're going to be $3 and 1. At 301. Hand bid. 301 bid. 1 buy. You're going to be 282. 82. 85. 285. 87. You're going to be 287. I got to here down. 287. 87. 85 here. You're going to be 7 up here. 90. You're going to be 292. 295. You're going to be 297. Now 3. 302. And 305. And bid. 305. And 302. 2 and 5. 5, 5, 5, 7. 7 to bid 7 to buy. 305. Get to bid 7. Get to bid 7. Get to bid 7. You get about 305. Allen. Across the yearlings. and 255. Hit 255. You're gonna be 255. You're gonna be 255. You're gonna be 255. On 255. Pound. You're gonna be 225. At 225. You hit 530. You're gonna be 225. Yearlings now. You're gonna be $2 on them at $2. You're gonna be $2 here. You're gonna be $2 on them here. You're gonna be $2. Hit 2. You're gonna be 175, 177, 175, 77, 175 here. You're gonna be 7 up here. You're gonna be 140, 140, 140, 140, 140, 110. I got a man down 12, 112, down 15. You're gonna be 17, 20, 2, 5, 7, 32. Hit 35, 7, 40. You're gonna be 2. You're gonna be 5, 145, 7, 147, 52, 152, 5, 7, 62, 5, 7. It's 72. You're gonna be 75, 77, 175, 177, 175, 77, 175. You're gonna be 7, 175. I'm gonna be Rob 100, Rob 100. You guys, he got a blowout on his side. The other two got big navels on them. Thank you. On you're gonna be $1.50, 150. Oh, you get 150. Two outside out there got big navels, and one of them's got a blowout right there on his side, right there. That Rob, they're just right up your alley. 150. You get $1.50. You get 150. About to be. You get $1.50, and got two over there with a big navel and one with a blowout on his side. Yes, sir. Yeah. Come off some yearlings, Guerrera cattle. Okay, I'm going to sell them now. And you're going to be $10.50, 150, two big navels and a blowout on one side. You're going to be $1.50, $1.50 bill, $1 and 2, 102, 105, 107. Get them in 10, get them in 12, get them in 15, get them in 17, 20, 2, 5, 7. You're going to be 32. Get 35. You're going to be 35, 132. You're going to be 135 here, 132. Get them in 5, 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 132. There's that Rob 100. You Rob 100. Long true yearlings now. You bet your little thin hard steer right here. Off some loads of yearlings now. I'm going to be get here done. $3 one. Get $3 one. I ain't going to be $3 and one. You get $3 one. You get 301. Hang it a bit 301 bid. One buy. You get a bid. You get about 250. You get a bit 250. 250. I ain't gonna be $2. You get a bit $2. You get to 222. And 2. I ain't gonna be 222. You get a bit $1.50. I ain't gonna be 222. 152. I ain't gonna be 225. 765. 75. 175. 80. 185. 185. 95. 195. You get $2. 5. Gonna be 210. 15. 20. 5. 30. And now 35. Now 40. You're gonna be 240. 240, 240, 245. You get 245, 50. I ain't gonna be 250. 245, 50. He gonna be 245, 50 to be 50 to buy. Me gonna be 245, 50. You gonna be 245. Allen. He's a bull. How you gonna be? Get here, Cemetery. On you gonna be 220. Get 220. You get 220. You gonna be 220. 220. Mac, you need a herd sire. 220. 220. You get 20 to bid 20 to buy. Me gonna be $2 one. He gonna be $2 one. Get 201. I ain't gonna be $2 one here. You gonna be about 201 here. Down 2. I ain't gonna be 202 and 5. Hit 7 to bid. I ain't gonna be down 10. I ain't gonna be down 12. Down bid 15. You gonna be 17. You gonna be down 22. And 22 5. He gonna be 27. And 27 30. He gonna be 32. You're going to be 35. Hit 37 a bid. Now 40. You're going to be 242. Hang it a 242. Get 2 to a 2. Hang it a 242 and 2. Do you get a 242? You do it here. Hang it a 242 and 2. Do you get a 240? I get to be Sam. Hang it on straight. Sammy straight. He steered, he Erlen, now you get a bit, you get about, you get a bit 245, at 245, you get a bit 245 here, you get a bit 245, you get a bit 245, 220, you 220, you 220, 220, 220, now 1, you get a bit 2, 225, you 7 a bit 30, and you get a bit 32, you get a bit 35, you get a bit 37, you get a bit 40, at 240, you get a bit 42, you get a bit 242 and 2, you get 5, you get a bit 245 here, you get a bit 245, you get a 7, at 247, 247, at 240. 7, 7, 247, 247, 7 of it, 7 of mine, 6 here, do you get to be 7 up here, do you get about 246, Sam, I ain't got a number 1, you get to be Sammy 1. You get to be, do you get about, whoop, 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 whoop. I want to sell the paint steer right there, down. He's a bull. Are you going to be sell that paint bull? Are you going to be 220? You 220. You 20 to 2. 225. You 25. You going to be 7. You going to be 30. You going to be 32. You 35. You going to be 37. You going to be 40. You going to be 2. 240, 25. You going to be 247. And 247, sir. You've been there. You going to be 245, 7. You 50. You going to be 252. You going to be 252 and 5. You 57. Now 57. You bit of a 7. Bit of a 7. Bit of a 7. 68. You going to be 262. You 2. I ain't going to be 5. 85. 87, 70, 272, how you going to be 272 and 2, how you going to be 272, 25, you going to be 275, 77, you 277, 277, 80, you going to be 282, you going to be 282, 85, 87, 287, 287, 90, you going to be 292, you going to be 292, 292, I ain't going to be 2 to 2, you going to be 2 to 2, I ain't going to be 290, Trent, I ain't going to be number 21. You bet you guys. We're buying 9 head of them, guys. That will be your average right there now. Be the Mathis cattle guys get 9 head. They will weigh 582 pounds here now. Home raised 2 round shots. 45 plus days. The heifers are guaranteed open. 320. You're 320. Oh, you 320 to bid 20 to mom. You're going to be 320. You're 320. You're 320. Oh, you're going to be 20 to bid 222. 322. You do it here. Down be 322. 322. I'm going to be 222. 315. You're 15. Now 16. You're going to be 316. I'm going to be 17. You're going to be 20. And 322. Down 325. 325. And 325. 7. 327. 30. 332. And 35. You're going to be 335. And 332. You're going to be 5. 7. You're going to be 40. You're going to be 342. Get 2. Now you're going to be 342. 5. You're going to be 345. And 345. 5. 5. 6 here. 346. At 345. You're going to be 6 here. You're going to be 345. You're going to be 6 here. You're going to be 345. All right, going to be Troy. And make a number. You're going to be Troy on when you want to do. You're going to be. There's 9 head of them. We want to do there. It's 24. 24. Yes, ma'am. Be the bloomer cattle off their mamas. Oh, you gonna be, you gonna You get 330. You get 330. How you going to be 331? Hand 31 here. Not going to be in here. Down bid 331. Get 2. He going to be 32. He going to be 35. He going to be 37. At 37, 40. He going to be 342. On 345, 5. He going to be 347. Now 50. He going to be 352. And 355, 57, 60, 2, 2, 5, 65, 67. It's 70. He going to be 370. 67, 70. He going to be 370. He going to be 370. 370, 70, 70. He going to be 367. JW 5. Big old good Hereford man right here now. He gonna be 185, 85, 185, 87, 187 of 90, 192, 195, 195 here, 2 here, 195, 192. You gonna be 5 here, 97, 197 of 75, 195. He gonna be 7. How'd you do it here? 195, 7, 195. He gonna be 7 up here, 195. Gonna be 7, gonna be 7, gonna be 7, gonna be 7, 195, 7, 195. Sam, and number straight. Be David Story's cattle. Home raised, 2 round shots. Guys, they're yearlings here now. They're guaranteed open to you. You bet you guys, they checked them this morning. They are open now. Little thin yearling now. She's open. $3. So you're going to be $3. You get 3. I ain't going to be $3. He going to be $255. He gonna be $255. On $255, a little hard thing now. He gonna be $255. On $255, pound. He gonna be $2 a pound. 5. He gonna be $205. You get 5. You gonna be $205 here. He gonna be $1.50. And I got a man 5. 155, 65, 75, 85, 85, 95. You're gonna be $2. 5, 10, 15, 20. Get you 25 now 30 down 230 and 25. You're gonna be 30. 225. You're gonna be 30. You're gonna be 30. You're gonna be 30. 225. 30. You do it here. 225. You're gonna be 30. 225. Trent, you get them on 22. They're weaned. They're guaranteed open. You got to be guys. They're checked open already. They checked them this morning. They are open. 325. You get 325 and be 5 here. Yearlings now. You going to be 325, 305, and 305. You going to be 7 up here, 5 here. You going to be 7. Yearlings already checked open. 305, hit 305, 5. You going to be 305. You get 5. You get 305 here. You going to be 290. At 290. You going to be 292. You going to be 95 and 297. And now 3 down $3 on them. Hit $3. You get 2. You going to be 305. You going to be 305. You get 7. And going to be 10. 310. You get 12. 312. 15. You get 15. And you're going to 312. 15. You 15, 17, you get it down 20, you're going to be 320, at 320, you get 320, 20, 20, you're going to be 17, 20, you're going to be 317, I'm going to be George. They're 1 by 5s. 22 and a half. He going to be 22.50. You 22, 2 and a half. He going to be 22 and a half. At 22.50. Oh, you going to be 22 here and half here. He going to be 22 and a half. He going to be $2,000 on him. At 2,000. And going to be 20.50. He going to be 20.50 to bid. 50 to buy. He going to be 17.50. Not going to man down. 1,800. 18 half. 19 half. 2 half. 1 half. 2 half. 22 and a 3. 23 and a half. Down 23 and a half. At 23 and a 4. He going to be 24 and a half. Now 5. 25 and a half. At 25 and a half. 25, 50, 2,600. He going to be 2,600. High is 6 and a half, 26 high at 26 and a half. All out here now, 26 high 7 at 27. He gonna be 2,700 at 2,700. He gonna be 26 half here. He gonna be 7 up here. Then gonna be 26.50. I gonna be Ruben. I number 2. Ruben 2. Ruben on 2. Big heifers, guys, are checked open this morning. 265. At 265. Now I got a man 7, 70, 2, 5, 7, 80. 282. How you going to be 285? How you going to be 287 and 287. You get 90. How you going to be 290, 290, 290. 87, 8. 88, 88. 99, 99. 89, 99, 90. You're going to be 291. You're going to be 91. 291, 2. You're going to be 92, 92, 92. 91, 2, 2, 2, 2. 291, 2. I going to be 2, 2, 2. You're going to be 291. You're going to be 2, you're going to be 2, you're going to be 2. 291. I going to be Troy. I'm going to 18. Troy 18. To the Story family. Thank you, folks. We appreciate you, David. Be Josiah Dar's cattle. Guys, they're home raised. Got a round of vaccines in them. They're off their mamas. They're going to be about 40 head of these things sorted up for you. You're going to be down bid 305. Hit 305. You hit 500. You're going to be 305. Hit 305. Right off their mamas here today. You're going to be 305. Guaranteed open now. And you're going to be 305. Hit 305. 5-5. You're going to be 305 here. You're going to be 290. 290. Hey, now one. You're going to be 291. Hit one. You're going to be 291 bid. One by. You're going to be 291. Hey, none of it here today. You're going to be 291. Hit one. I'm going to van down here. You're going to be 291 bid. One by. You're going to be 291. You're going to be 291. 290. I'm going to be Mackey. Get him on 62 and Prague going to guarantee. Mackey 62 and Prague going to guarantee. They get around him here now. He going to be you going to be 340. Hit 340. You hit 41. I got him in 2, 5, 7, 52. You hit 5, 7, 60, 60, 60. At 360. I now 2. I now 5, 7, 70. In 372. 5, 77. You going to be 380 and 382. 82. 85, 87, 90. You going to be 390. Hit 392. 95. You going to be 395. Hit 97. And now 4, 2, 5 and 4025. Hit 402 and 5. Hit now 7. You're going to be 4, 5, 7, 10. Hit 10. High going to be 10, 10, 10. 407. You're going to be 10. You're going to be 10. You're going to be 10. Hit 12. Now you're going to get 412. Out of the net. 412. 15. Hit 15. You're going to be 17. You're going to be 20. You're going to be 20. You're going to be 20. Hit 25 and 425. Hit 2 here 5. 422 0. 5 here. You're going to be 422. You're going to be 5 here. You're going to be 422. Evans. Yep. 422. Get him on Evans. On off their mamas. Got a round of vaccines, guys. They're going to be guaranteed open to you. 108. You hit 8. And 308. You hit 8. Hey, 8. 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11. You're going to be down 12. You're going to be down 13. You're going to be down 14. Now 14, 15. You hit 16. You're going to be 17, 18, through 18, 19. You hit 20. You're going to be 321. You're going to be 322. 323. And 24. You're going to be 25. You're going to be 26 here. And 26, 27. And 27. You're going to be 28. You're going to be 329. 9, 9, 30. You're going to be 31. And 32. You're going to be 33. You're going to be 34. You're going to be 35. You're going to be 35. And 34, 35. You're going to be 34, 0, 5 here. You're going to be 34, 35. You're going to be 334. I'm going to be Troy 1. You're going to be Troy number 1. Their heifers open to you. Round of vaccines in them. The good Dar cattle. I'm going to be 255. Hit 255. You hit 5 here. Open now. You're going to be 255. On 255. 5, 5. You're going to be 255 here. You're going to be 255. And now 55, 7. And 57. High going to be here down. 57, 60. You hit 2, 65. You hit 65. 65 here. 262 and 3 and 4. 65. 65, 6 here. 67. You hit 8. 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 71. You're going to be 72. You're going to be 73. You're going to be 74, 75, 6, 7. You hit 77. You're going to be 277. Hit 276, and now 78, 278, 9, 9, 9, 80. You're going to be 280. You're going to be 280. On 280. I ain't going to be 280. I ain't going to be 280, 80, 80. You're going to be 279, George. On 279, get him on George. Be the brothers. Come right on, guys. Dar cattle. They're going to be bulls and steers here now. Getting them both. 407. You hit 407. You're going to be 7 up here and 407. You're going to be 7 up 75. 407. Hit 407 and 407. Get him in 7. Get him in 7. 10. 410. Hit 10. 12. 412. 15. 15. 15. Hit 17. You're going to be down 20. 420. Hit 420. You're going to be 17. Get him in 20. Get him in 20. Get him in 22. Hit 22. You're going to be 25. You're going to be 27. Now 30. You're going to be 32. Hit 32. I ain't going to be 432 and 2 and 2. I ain't going to be he going to be 432 and 2. 430. I ain't going to be camp. I get number 0, Campo. I'll cover the good ones here, Dom. You're going to be JW, your kind. You're going to be, you're going to go around the shots, guys. They're all going to be steers to you. You might be getting 1 or 2 bulls, guys. Ain't going to be 300. 311. Get 311. He 311. 11 to be 12. Hand to 312. 13. 13. 15. He going to be 17. He going to be 20. Hit 22. 25. Hit 27. He going to be 30. He going to be 2. And 332. I ain't going to be 2 to be 2. 5. He going to be 35. He going to be 37. 40. He going to be 340. Hit 37. 40. Hit 337. I going to be 40s here. 337. 40. 337. 40. 337. George. say 2 steers, 2 bulls? 2 steers, 2 bulls. We're going to sell 2 steers to you. I got 2 bulls outside now. You're going to be taking a son of a tear. 255. At 255. You're going to be 255. Bulls outside now. 255. At 255. Hand bid 500. You're going to be 255. 245. At 245. 7. You're going to be 247. 75. 50. You're going to be 250. You get 2. You get 5. 55. 7. 7. 60. 62. 65. You're going to be 5 here down. 2 here. 5 here. You're going to be 262. 265 here down. You're going to be 262 and 2 and 5. You do it. At 265. 2 here. 5. 5. 5. 62 and 3 and 4. Down bid 64.5. It's 65. 6 here. $66.7. And ziggity sands. Ziggity sands. Ziggity sands. Ziggity 7. 266 here. You're going to be 7 up here. You're going to be 266. Not going to be George. Oh, going to be rounding them, boys. Your steers. Selling 2 steers and round of vaccines, guys, right off the cows. Negative about 285. Hit 285 and 85 here. Negative about 285. 85. You get them on 285 here down 265 and now 6 here 65. 600 on 265 and bid 6 here. Negative 6 here down. You do it here 65 600 on 265 6 here now 7 and you get 7 8 269 99 70 71. Going to be 72 73. Hit 74. Negative 75 76 77 78. Hit 999 270 80. Going to be 280 on 280. You're going to be 79 80. You're going to be 280 280 280. You're going to be 81. You're going to be 281 82 83 84 85 86 here and 87 88 88 at 8. 287 99. Hit 990. You're going to be 290. You're going to be 290 on 290. You hit 290 90 89. Going to be 90. You're going to be 289. Going to be 90. You're going to be 90. You're going to be 90. You're going to be 90. 289. Yeah, that's going to be Troy. And make up a number. You get him on Troy on 8. To the Dar family, thank you, folks. We appreciate you sitting here with us. If you guys are watching online, appreciate you. Tell Hannah I said hello. On to you going to be the Dewar cattle. Be home raised. Got a round of shots in them. No implants in the cattle. Long time on the weaning, guys. Heifers are going to be guaranteed open to you. On you gonna be Celebratory down, but on 306 higher, hit 306, and now 6-7, you're gonna be 307, hit 307, they were open. You're gonna be check your head count there. Yearlins open now. He's going to be 330 at 330. I'm 330 down to 330, 320 at 320. He hit 1. He's going to be down 2 down to 23. He's going to be 24 at 25. You 25 here down bid 6 here down 26 high. Hit 7. He's going to be 28 at 328. 8 9 9 9 now 30. He's going to be 30 to bid 1. He's going to be 32 at 32. 33. He's going to be 34. He's going to be 35. He's going to be 36 high. Hit 37. He's going to be 38. He's going to be 39 now 40 at 341. At 41 bid 1 by day. Going to be 341. Hit 1 1 1. You're going to be 341 to bid 1 to buy me. You're going to be 341 340. I'm going to be Troy. Get him on 24. Their yearlings are open to you now. He's going to be on 303. Hit 303. Hit 3 3 3 3 forward. Going to be through forward. Going to be through 4. Hit 4 3 0 4 0. Going to be through 3. Going to be 4. Going to be 4. Hit through 4. Not guaranteed open 4 5. Going to be 305. Hit 6 and now 7. Hit 8. 308 10 12 15 17. Hit 20. Going to be 320 and 320. Hit 17 18 and 17 18 18 18 now 318. Hit 17 18. You're going to be 317. They're going to be Jeff and get him a number 27X and Preg. Get Jeff 27X Preg. Be the Half Brothers. Handle up same way, guys. Long time on the weaning. You're going to be no implants in the good cattle. You're going to be on 374 and 374 and be in 40. You're going to be 75. You're going to be 375 and 375 77 82 5 87 90. Hit 90. You're going to be 390. Hit 390. Hit 390 90 90 87. Going to be 90. Hit 390. All out here now. 387. Going to be 90. Hit 2. You're going to be 395. Hit 397. Now forward. You're going to be down 2. Down bid 405. Hit 407, get him in 10, 410, hit now 12, 412, 12, 12, 412, 412, and going to get a 14 here, 12, Wayne now, 14, 12, 412, and going to be 14, get him in 12, get him in 12, get him in 12, 410, Brandon, I get him on 55, Brandon on 55. Big Brothers here now. You're going to be a long time on the wing in their steers now. You're going to be 367 and 367, 70. And I got a man here down 78 and be 370 and 370. Yes, 60, 70, 72. You're going to be 75. You're going to be 77, 80 and be 382 and be at 85 and 387, 87, 90. You're going to be 390, 390, 390, 87, 90. You're going to be 387. You're going to be 90, 387, 90 and 390. You're going to be 390, 90, 98, 87. You're going to be 90. 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 387. D&D on 2. I ain't going to be D&D on 2. Their steers, their yearlings down. He gonna be on 310. Hit 310. I ain't gonna be down 12. I gonna do 312. I got a man down here, bid 12, 15. He gonna be 17. Hit 20. Down bid 322. Down bid 322. At 321. 1, 1, 1, 1. He gonna be 321. Hit 1. Now 2. Down to 23. You're gonna be 24. You're gonna be 25. You're gonna be 25. At 325. You hit 5 here, 4 here, 5 here. He gonna be 324 and 4 and 5. 324. Now going to be West. You're going to be number 78. West 78. You're going to be a new deal for you. to the Dewar family. Charles, appreciate you, sir. Nice cattle right there. I'll be the Shyrock cattle. 2 rounds of vaccines in them. Guys, no implants in the cattle. 3 weeks on the weaning. 3 weeks on the weaning, guys, vaccinated. You gonna be 305. You 305. You get 5 here. You gonna be about 305. You gonna be 305 and 305 and 307. 7 up here and 10. Down 12, 15. You're gonna be 17, 20, 322, 322, 322. I ain't gonna be 2 to be 2. You gonna be 322. You 2. I ain't gonna be 2, 2, 2. You gonna be about 322 and 2, 320. I ain't gonna be Mackie. I ain't gonna be 152. Mackie 52. You gonna be I ain't gonna be 3 weeks on the weaning. No guarantee on them, guys. You're gonna be 288. 288. I ain't gonna be about 288. I ain't gonna be 288. You're gonna be 280. 280. I ain't gonna be 280. You're gonna be 280. You're gonna be 280. 280. I ain't gonna be 80 by 1. You're gonna be 281. I'm gonna be here 281. 81. You're gonna be on 2. 82. 83. 83. 85. 85. 87. 87. 90. You're gonna be 92. You're gonna be 95. You're gonna be 295. 292. 295. You 292 and 2 and 5. 292. I'm gonna be George. They're going to be steers. They come right along now. They're going to be there. 2 rounds of vaccines. They're steers. They're good. They're going to be. They're going to be $4 here. $4. You get 4. I ain't going to be 4. $4 here. You get 4. I ain't gonna be $4 on them. 4 and 4. Hey, you gonna be down 4. You get 4. I ain't gonna be 375 and 375. You gonna be 375. You gonna be 375 and 375. Jerry, we think you're down 375. You do it here 77 and 375. 77 up here. You gonna be 375. I got a man down here be 377 and 375. You gonna be 377, 377, 375. Allen. You're going to be 2 rounds of vaccines. So you're going to be their steers, and they're good. Now, you're going to be 330. I ain't going to be 330. You're going to be 330. You get 330. You get 30, 31. You're going to be 32. You're going to be 35. You're going to be 37. Now 40. Now 2. 42, 5. You get 45. You're going to be 342 and 5. And 345. 2 here, 5 here. You're going to be 342. You're going to be 5 here. 345, 7. And 347. Now 8. 348. Now 9, 9, 9, 50. And 351. And 351 bid. 1 body. You're going to be 351. Get 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 351 bid. 1 body. You're going to be 351. 350. And I'm going to be camp. And number 7. You camp on 7. Big Brothers, they got 2 rounds in them. You're going to be about 311. You 12. And they 312. And you're going to be 13. You 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 321. You're going to be 321 bid. 1 body. You're going to be 321. You 1. I'm going to be 321 bid. 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 321. You 1. You're all out here now. 321. You 1. I'm going to be 321. 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 321 bid. 1 body. You're going to be 320. I'm going to be George. You 320. Get him on George. To the Shyrock family, guys, fancy cattle rancher, guys, we appreciate you. Nice job. They're going to be a new deal for you. Be Sonia Hex cattle for you. Right off their mamas, guys. I hauled them in here this morning. All natural. They're going to be guaranteed open. 332. You get 332. I ain't going to be open to you now. Bid 332. You 2. I ain't going to be 2 to be 2. And bid 332 and 2. You're going to be 332 and 320. Yeah, 320. I got a man down here. Bid 2. And bid 322 and 322. I ain't going to be 2, 2, 2, 2. You're going to be 322. I ain't going to be 25 and 327. 27, 30. You're going to be 32. You're going to be 35. You're going to be 37. You get 40. Hanging in 40, 40, 40. You get 2. You're going to be 342. You get 2 to be 2. I ain't going to be 342 and 2. You're going to be 342. I ain't going to be 342. And 2, 340. I'm Mackie. I ain't gonna be number 52. Mackie 52 and Prague on a guarantee, please. Mackie 52 and Prague on a guarantee. I'm guaranteed open heifers. You're gonna be 290. Get 290. You get 290. You're gonna be 290. You're gonna be 290. 290. 290. Get 290. You're gonna be 280. You're gonna be 281. George, you looking here 282. 82. I'm gonna be 282. 281. 2. Did you do it here? I'm gonna be 212. 81. 2. I'm gonna be 212. 1 2 1 2 1 2. You're gonna be 281. I'm gonna be Troy. Gonna number 6X and Prague. Heifers are open. How you going to beat him? He going to beat him. 275. 275. He going to be 275 here. He going to be 275. 275. He going to be 275 mid. 275 body. He going to be 275. 275. He going to be 260. 260. 260. 260. I'm going to be 250. I got a man. 252. Hit 5. 7. 62. 5. 85. Hit 5. Hit 285. 85. 85. Hit 205. 7. 72. You're going to be 72. Now 75. 275. 275. 77, 277, 275. You're going to be 7 up here. You're going to be 275, 77, 275. That's going to be Mackey. I get him on 62 in Prague, and I guarantee Mackey 62 in Prague. Their heifers are open. You're going to be 330. You're 330. You're 330. And you're going to go to 320. You're 320. You're going to be now 1. Here now 2. 322 and 3. And 24. You're going to be 324 and forward. And 23, 24. 323 and forward. And you're going to be 4. You're going to be 4. You're going to be forward. And 324. You do it here. 324. And both on here. 323 and 3 and 4 here. 5. You're going to be 325. And 25. 4 here. 5 here. You're going to be now 5, 6 on here. And 26. And now 6, 7. And 27. And 327. You 8 and now be 328. Get 8. I'm going to 328. 8. 327. I'm going to be Troy. I'm going to be number 20. I'm going to be Troy. Number 1. Hit Troy number 1. You're going to be Troy number 1. You're going to be thank you, Rob. On. You're going to be Troy number 1. On. You're going to be. Guys are bulls. And get here. You're going to be still a good hex cattle. On. You're going to be 335. You 335. You 5 here. You're going to be 7. 42, 5, 45. You hit 47, 47 of it, 75, 47, 50, and you're going to get 52, you're going to get 55, 55, 57, 60, 60, 360, 360. I now be 360, and going to be 360. You do it here, 362. You 2, 5, 365, 7. You're going to be 367, 365. 7 up here, and be 365 here. You're going to be 7 of it, 7 of it. You're going to be 365. I'm going to be Jerry. I number 6. Old Jerry 6. Old Jerry on 6. And you're going to beat their bulls. You're going to beat 305. Hit 305. You hit 5 here. You're going to be 3. Sorry, Jerry. 305. You hit 5. You're going to be 305 here. You're going to be 290. I know you get your feelings hurt pretty easy. How you going to be 292? You hit 2. I ain't going to be 2 down to 95. You hit 97. You down 3. Down 3 bucks on them 3. 2. In 305. You now 7. I going to be 10. I going to be 12. I going to be 15. You 15. And 312. 50, 17. You 22. 5. 325. And 325. You get them on 325. 7, 327, 30, and 332. Now you're going to be 332 and 32. Now you're going to be 332 and 2. Now you're going to be 332, 2, 2, and 332, 330. I'm going to be Jerry, number 6. So you're going to be on Jerry 6. Big Cup Bulls. You're going to be 309. You hit 9. You hit 309 here. Now you're going to be 309. You hit 9. 9, 10. Now you're going to be 12. And you're going to get 15. And you're going to get 15. Who wants him, man? You're going to be 315. 312. And be 15. You're 17. You're going to be 20. And you're going to be 322. And 325. You hit 325 here. You're going to be 325. You 205. You're going to be 322. You're going to be 5. 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 322 George. 322. And you're going to be George. 345. You get 345. You're going to be 7 up here. Then you're going to be 345. You're going to be 7. And 345. 7. I got him in here down 5, 7. And 345. You're going to be 7 of it, 7 of them. You're going to be 345. You're going to be 347. You're going to be 345, 7. And 345. You're going to be 7 up here. 345. Jerry 4. They're bulls. I like them. Who you going to be? You going to about them on 405. You hit 405. You hit 5 here. Bid 5. Bid 5. 7. Hit 7. 7 of it. 10. 14. 12. 15. 15. He going to be 17. 417. I going to be 17. You're going to be 17. 20. 422. 25. Hit 25. He going to be 27. You're going to be 27. 30. You're going to be 30. Hit 32. He going to be 32. 432. I going to be 2 to be 2. 2. 2. He going to be 432 and 2. I going to be 432. 2. 2. 430. I going to be Camp. I going to be on 0. On you gonna be 325. Get 325 and bid 5 here. You gonna be 325. You gonna be 255. At 255, you gonna be 255 here. You gonna be $2 2 at 202. I'm gonna be 2 down, but down 5. You're gonna be down 10, now 15. You're gonna be 20. 5, 30, 5, 235. At 235, you get him on 40. I ain't gonna be 240. I ain't gonna be 35, 40. At 235, Jerry almost at him. 235, 40. At 235, get him in 40s here. You get him in 235, 40. 235, Ruben. I ain't gonna be 235. Get him on Ruben. On you gonna be he's a bull. He gonna be 350 and 350. I ain't gonna be 350. And I ain't gonna be 350 and 350. I'm 50 to be 50 to buy me. Gonna be 330 and 330. I ain't gonna be 330. You gonna be 330. I'm gonna be 285 on 285. You're gonna be 285 here. You're gonna be 285, 87, 85, 87. You're gonna be 285, 87 on 285. Trent, that's you. You're gonna be 285, 7 on 285. You're gonna be 7 up here. You're gonna be 285, 7. You're gonna be 285, Allen. 285, Allen. I got a busted nose. I'll sell it for the insurance there. She's guaranteed to be open to you now. You're going to be about 250. Get 250. I ain't going to be 250. I ain't going to be about 250. I 250. I ain't going to be 220. Get 220. Get 220. 20 to be 20 to buy me. You're going to be about 180. 180. 180. 180. 180. 180. 180. 180. Just a busted nose, guys. 155. 155. 120. 125. And I got them in here. 125. You do it here. 125. 30. 5. 40. 5. 50. 5. 55. 60. 5. 75. 170. 85, 185, 90, 190, 195, 195, $2 on her. Get $2 here. 195, 2. I ain't gonna be 222, 195, get him in 2, 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 195, get him in 2, 195, Geronimo. Appreciate you, Bill. Nice cattle. I'll be the Pleasant family guys here with us today. You bet you guys. Right out of Texas right here. Nice cattle. They'll be Pleasant cattle guys. Reputation program. Right off the hay grazer guys. They're going to be 75 plus days on the weaning right here now. I'll be the Pleasant cattle. How you gonna be? You gonna buy? Set them a tiered handle up right now. How you gonna be? You gonna buy? 365 and 365 7. I got a man. 365 7 and 367 70. How 72? How you gonna bid 75 77 and 380? How you gonna bid 382? How you gonna bid 385 and bid 387 and 387 85 87 and 385 7 up here. You gonna bid 385 87 bid 75 and 385 86 higher and 385 86 here. I gonna bid 385 here bid 6 here. Going to be 385, 8600. I'm going to be 385 here, bid 6 here. Going to be 385, 6, 385. I'm going to be D&D. I'm number 2. I'm going to be D&D on 2. I'm going to show you 31 more guys. 75 plus days on the weaning guys are vaccinated. You talk about the right kind right here now. You got to be, boys, I got big, 756 pounds of them. You got to be, how much here? I ain't going to be, down, 75 plus days vaccinated. You got to be, down, bid 330. And 330, I'm going to 31. I got a man down here, bid 331, 2. In 32, you going to be 35. You going to be 37. Hang going to be 40. You going to be 2. And 45, 47, bid 50 to buy, 50, 50, 58. You going to be 350. And 47, 8. And 348. I'm going to get 48. And 78, 78, 78. 9 at 349, 99 now 50, 51, if 52, you're going to be 2, 2, 3, and you're going to get 54, and you're going to get 54, and 53 forward, and 353 and 3 and 4, and 354, and you're going to get 4 here, and you're going to get 354, if forward, and 3 here, 4 here, and be 353 and 3 and 3 and 4, 353, I'm going to be George, and 353, get up on George. To the Pleasant family, guys, nice cattle. We appreciate you, folks. Oh, Seth seems to do a better job when she's here. Yeah, he works a little harder. Be the Cornelia cattle. On to get a beat and be the Cornelia cattle guys. Home raised, 2 rounds of shots. They're going to be long yearling steers here now. On you're gonna be 335. You're 335. Head 6 here. You're gonna be 36. I got a man 35, 6, 7, 38, 39, 40. You're 41, 42. Gonna been 3. Gonna been 4, 45. In 46 here. Time bid 47. In 47. 7 of it 8. And 48. 348. 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9. You're 49, 58. Hey, you're gonna be 351. You're gonna be 352. Down bid 3. 54. Down to 54. You're 54. 5 down bid 55 here. Bid 6 here. Down bid 7. In 57. Hey, down to 59 and bid 59 and 359 68. Hey, you're gonna be 361. You're gonna be 61. Hit 2. Hang gonna be 222. You're gonna be 361 2 1 2 2 2. You're gonna be 361. Hang gonna be 2 2 2. You're gonna be 361. Gonna be 2. Gonna be 2. Gonna be 2. Gonna be 2. 361. D and D. I number 2. Do you get him on D and D? I number 2. He's still long weaned here now, and you're going to be a little light yearling. I'm going to be 425. If 425 and be 25 here, do you going to be 425 here? Do you going to be $4 on him? If $4, you get 4 and 4 and 4 and have $4 here and 2. I got a man here down bid $4 too. Hit 5. You get 405. You going to be 7. I got to been 10. I got to been 12 down bid 15. You going to be 17. You got to been 20. You got to been 2. Hit 25. You going to be 27. You going to be 30. You going to be 2. And 432. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. You're going to be 432. Hit 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. 432. 430. I gotta be D&D on 1. I gotta be D&D on number 1. I'll be the Hodges cattle for you. You're gonna be long time weaned heifers, you guys. They're gonna be 3 rounds of shots. I'm gonna show you 54 head right here in the 2-way weigh-in. Weigh-in 2, Sullivan 1. $8.13. Went $8.13 so far. Their yearlings are open now. I'm going to show you 54 of them here, guys. 811 pounds of them, guys. 3 rounds of vaccines. They're long tree yearlings, and they are open now. Condition now. Do you get about $3? So you get to be $3 and $3 one and $3 one and $301. It won and $301 bid 1 buy. You get to be $3 and now 1 and $301 1 bid 1 to buy. You get to be $288 on $288 on $288 on $288 and $8999 on $289. I got a man down here bid $289. Hit 9 and $89 $88 9. I got a man here down. Going to be $288. I got to be $289 on $290. Are you going to be 91? Are you going to be 92? Are you going to be 92, 93? Are you going to be 93? Hit 92, 93. Hang going to be 333. And 92, 93. Hit 93. Are you going to be 94? Are you going to be 94, 95? Hit 95. Are you going to be 95 here? And high 5. Are you going to be 95? Hit 95, 5 and a half. 5 and a half here. Are you going to be 95 and a half? 6 high here. Are you going to be 96 and a half? Hit 6 half. 96 here and half here. Are you going to be 96 and a half? Hit 296 and a half. Are you going to be 6 here and half here? Are you going to be 296 and a half? Hit 96 and a half. Hit 296 here and half here. Are you going to be 296 here and half here? 6 high 7. 297 7 7 high. Hit 97 high. Are you going to be 97 50? Are you going to be 297 high? At 97 7 high. Are you going to be 297 half here? Are you going to be 297 50? Hit 297 7 high. Are you going to be 97 half here? Are you going to be 297 high? 297 7 half. Hit 98. Hit 98. 298 at 97 of 8. 98 here. Going to be 298. Hit 8 8 8 8 8 8 8 297 50. I'm going to be Troy. I'm making a number. You're going to be Troy number 38X and go ahead and prag on a guarantee. Troy 38X and prag on a guarantee. You bet you guys. You're getting, they're all yearlings right here. Get some wide eyes. You bet you guys. Nothing that won't feed right here, down. There's one right there pretty crippled. You bet you guys. We're going to hold one. If anything real bad cripple in there, guys, we'll check them. For sure, hold one, though. How you going to be? You get about 240. Get 240. I ain't going to be 240. How you going to be 40 to bid 40 to bomb? You going to be 240. On 240. How you going to be 240? You going to be 240? You going to be 240. On 240. How you going to be 231? On 231. How you going to be $2 here? One. You going to be $2 and one. At 201 2. You going to be 202. There you go. You going to be on 3. You're going to be 5. You going to be 7. You get 10. I ain't going to be 12, 15. You going to be 17. You going to be 20. You going to be 2. You going to be 5. You going to be 7. On 225. He's 730. You going to be 2. You're going to be 30 to 35. On 235 and 35 here 7. Hey, 237 40. On 242. You're going to be 242 and 5. You're going to be 245. On 245. You're going to be 245 here out of the net here. I'm going to be 245. 242 and 3. Yep, 333. I'm going to be 243. On 243. 2 0 3 0. I'm going to be 242. I'm going to be George. I'm going to be 242 on George. To the Hodges family, guys. Appreciate you, folks. Nice cattle right there. I'll be Tom Turner's cattle. I'm going to be 20 of these things sorted up for you. Guys are home raised, 2 rounds of vaccines. Guys are long time on the weaning. You're going to be heifers are going to be open to you. You're going to be on 370. At 370. I'm 370. You're going to be on 350. And 350. I'm going to be 350. And be 350. And now 2. And 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 352. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. And 352. At 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. And you're going to be 350. I'm going to be Mackie. I'm going to be on 42. Mackie 42. Also the good Turner cattle. You're going to be getting a couple white eyes here now. On you're going to be cemetery. You're going to be 320. At 320. At 320. You're going to be 320. At 320. Long time weaned. Open now. You're going to be 320. And 320. Hey, you're going to be 310. At 310. I'm going to be 10, 10, 10. I'm going to be 10. At 310. I'm going to be 10, 10, 10. You're going to be $3. You're going to be $3. Get 2. I'm going to be 2, 2, 2. I'm be 302. At 302. I'm going to be 2, 2, 2. I'm going to man down here. Down be 302. Get 2. I'm going to be 302 bid, 2 bid. I'm going to be 225 and 305. You're going to be 307. I'm going to be 10, not 12. And 312, 12, 12. Now 15. You're going to be 15 and 315. And you're going to 12 low. Going to be 15, 312 here. Down bid 15, 15, 15. You're going to be 312. Allen. On they're going to be open. On they're going to be about on 255. Hit 255 wouldn't do such thing. Hey, now 55 and 255 in 5 here down 255. You're going to be 255 on 255. You hit 5 here. You're going to be 255 here. You're going to be about 240 on 240. You're going to be 240 40 40. You're going to be about 240 on 240. You're going to be 240 40 40. You're going to be 240 to 40 to 30 on 230. You're going to be 230 30 30. You're going to be 230. Now 1. You're going to be 31 bid, 1 bid. You're going to be 231 on 230 31. 1 bid, 2. You're going to be 32. You're going to be 33. You're going to be 35 in 37. You're going to be 237 and 37 40. You're going to be 242 on 242. I'm going to be 2 to 2. I'm going to be 242 and 2 and 2. You're going to be 242 2 to 2 2 to 2 240. I'm going to be 15x. Preg 'em. Seth 15x Preg. They're going to be steers now. Long time Wayne now. You're going to be about Celebatary. You're going to be about 300. And I want here down 68. You're going to be 360. Get 2. I'm going to van here bid 362. Get 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 362. I'm going to van down bid 5. 365 down bid 367. Get 70. You're going to be 372. I'm bid 372. Get 2. I'm going to be 2. You're going to be 372. I got 370 right here with D&D. You're going to be 372. Get 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. I'm going to be 372 and 2. You're going to be 372. You do it here. You're going to be 372. 370. I'm going to be D&D. I number 2. I'm going to be D&D on 2. Yearlings, Big Brothers here now. You're going to be about 335. Hit 335. You hit 335 here. You're going to be 335 and 335. 5. You're going to be 325. At 325. You're going to be 325 here. You're going to be 325 at 325. You hit 320. At 320. You're going to be 320 and 310. 11, 12 and 312. You do it here. 311 and 311 and 311. You're going to be 310, 11 and 310. 11 about 310, 11 and 12. And you're going to be 312. I'm going to be 12 to be 12 about 13 and 14, now bid 15, you're going to be 16, 17, 18, 18, 17, 18, 19, you're going to be 19, 20, you're going to be 320, and 320, yeah, 320, 20, 20, you're going to be 21, and 321, 2, you're going to be 2 to be 2, 321, 2, hit 2, I'm going to be 321, you're going to be 2, 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 you're going to be 321, you're going to be 2, 321, I'm going to be George, you're going to be 321, get up on George. Tom, thank you, sir. Pretty nice cattle right there. We thank you. I'll be the Guerrera cattle. Guys are yearlings.
Long-time yearlings coming out of South Central Texas right here.
You gotta beat him. One of them guys. Hard cattle here now. All the shots, they're long-time yearlings coming out of South Central Texas right here now. On you gonna be about him, Celebatary. On you gonna be bit here, down gonna be 325 at 325. You get 325 here, you gonna be Jeff thinking of you. You gonna be 325, 7 at 327. I got a van down 327 at 325. He gonna be 7 up here, you gonna be 325. He gonna be 327 at 325. He'd be 7 up here, 325, 600 at 325. Be no cheaper here now, 325, 600 at 325. He gonna be 6 in bid, he gonna be 325. He gonna be 326 here down bid 325. I gonna be Jeff on 7. He got on Jeff. He number 7. I'll be yearlings now. And you're going to be 295. You're 295. You're going to be 95 here. You're going to be 295. 295 and 5 here. You're going to be 9600. You're 95. You're going to be 6 here. You're going to be 295. 600. You're 295 and bid 6 here. You're going to be 295 here. Bid 6 here. You're going to be 9600. 295. Bid 6 and bid here. You're going to be 295 here. Down 6 here. You're going to be 295. Now 6 7. 297. 298. You're going to be 98 9 9 9 9 9. Now 3 at $3 and $3 on them here. 3 3 3. You're going to be 299 3 at 3. On 299. Get him in 3. 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 299. All right, gonna be number 8. Jeff on 8. On the crossbridge right here now. Hey, you gonna be camera long guys, long tree yearlings. On, you gonna be more coming here. Cemetery. On, you're gonna be 305. Hit 305. You hit 5 here. Do you gonna be 305? Then 305 D&D. What do you think here? Do you gonna be 305? Yearlings now. Do you gonna be 305? Hit 305. Are you gonna be 290? You're gonna be 291. At 291. You're gonna be 291 bid. One by. You're gonna be 291. Hit 1. I'm gonna be 281. You're gonna be 281. You're gonna be 281. At 281. You're gonna be 65. You hit 265. At 265. And bid 5 here. You're gonna be Yearlings now. You're gonna be 250. I got a man down 1. You're gonna be 251. Hit 51. You're gonna be 251 bid. One by. You're gonna be 252. Hit 2. 555 here. You're gonna be 7 up here and 60. 260. 260. On 257. Hit 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 250. Hey. You're gonna be 258. Hit 8. And 7 up here and 8 here. I'm gonna be 257. 8. 7. 8. 7. 8. 7. 8. 7. 8. You get him on 257. I'm gonna be Seth and get him on 15. You get him on Seth and get him on 15. I'm gonna be 255. Hit 255. You hit 5 here. You're gonna be 255 here. 255. On 255. Pam. You're gonna be 255 here. You're gonna be 240. On 240. I'm gonna be 240. 40. 40. You're gonna be 240. You're gonna be 241. You hit 2. You're gonna be 242 and 3. You're gonna be 244. You're gonna be 244. 5 and 45. Gonna be 6, 7. Gonna be 247, 8, 9. And 249, 50. 1, 2, 3. And 53. And 53. 4 and 54. And 4 out of the net. 254. Hit forward, and 254, and 3 here, 4 here, going to be 253, 4, and 253, and 4 here, going to be 253, and 4 and 5, and 255, out now, going to be 255, hit 4 here, 5, going to be 255 here, down 55, 5, 4 here, 5 here, going to be 254, and 4 and 4 and 5, 254, now going to be Jeff, number 8. The Harfords. Humps, yeah. To the Guerrera family, thank you, folks. Appreciate you. I'll be the grub cattle. The yearlings. Are you going to be guaranteed open? Are you going to be 318? Hit 318. 318. 18. How you going to be 318? 18. At 318. I'm going to be 18 to be 18 to buy me. You're going to be 318. 18. Hit 318. He going to be 290. At 290. How you going to be 290? 91. He going to be yearlings now and open. He going to be 291. 2. Hit 2. I'm going to be 2 to be 2. 291. Going to be 222. You're going to be 291. 2. Hit 2. I'm going to be 222. You're going to be 291. I'm going to man down here. Bid 222. You're going to be 291. You're going to be 291. I'm going to be Mackey. I'm going to be number 62. Hit Mackey 62. Mackey 62. All yearlings guaranteed open to you. You're going to be 275. 275. You're going to be 275 here. 77. You're going to be 275. 77. 277. 75 high. You're going to be 77. You're going to be 275. 277. 277. 80. You're going to be 280. You're going to be 282. You're going to be 282. 85. You're going to be 285 here. 85. 84. 5. 85 here. And 85. 86 here. And 87. 87. 87 of it. 7. 8. And you're going to be 289. 89. You get 9. 9. 90. You're going to be 290. 291, you're going to be 91, 291, 2, you're going to be 2 to be 2, 291, 2, you're 91, 2, I'm going to be 291, you're going to be 2, you're going to be 2, you're going to be 2, 2, 2, 2, you're going to be 291, I'm going to be Mackey, I'm going to number, you're going to be 162, Mackey 62. Open heifers, he going to be yearlings, and he going to be 260, and 260, he going to be now 1, he going to be 261, I got a man down here, bid 261, it 1, I going to be 22, now 61 here, what you got? 261, 261, hold one, everybody, 261. I got 260, and I got a man down 1. You're going to be 261. Hit 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You're going to be 261 bid, 1 body. You're going to be 261. Hit 2, hit 3, 3, 3, 3, 4. Down bid 5, Ziggity 5 here, bid 6, 7, Ziggity 7, 8. Hit 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 69. Hit 9, 8, and 9, and 9, and 9, 260, hit 9, and 9, and 9. You're going to be 268 9. Hit 970. He gonna be 271. Hit 71. He gonna be 72. He gonna be 73. He gonna be 74. He gonna be 74. On 74. You do it here down 73 4 5. He gonna be 76 high. Hit 77. He gonna be 78. He gonna be 79. 80. He gonna be 281. 81 2 down 82 2 3 and 83 3 3 4 and 84 and 85. 85. 85 here and 85. 84 5. 84 here 5 here. He gonna be 284. I gonna be Jeff and get up on 27 X and Preg. You bet, guys. They're going to be a little knot right there on her side, Richard. You're going to be short tail knot on her side. And you're going to be she'll feed right along. You're going to be 230. And 230. I'm going to be 230. You're going to be 230, 30, 30, 30. You're going to be 230. I'm going to be $2 on her. $2. You get $2. You're going to be $2 here. You're going to be $2 here. I'm going to be 175. 175. 175 here. And 77. 80. 182. 82. 25. 87 of it. 87 about 90. 192. 192. I'm going to be 222, 192, 22. You do it here, 195, 195. He going to be 97, 197. Going to be 2. I'm going to be $2 on her 2. 202. I'm going to be 222. I'm going to be 222. 202. I'm going to be 222. I'm going to be 202. I'm going to be 222 $2. And I'm going to be 202. You do it here now 5 and 205 and now 207 and 207 10. 210, 207. Going to be 10. Going to be 10. Going to be 10. 207. How do we charge him there? On he gonna be about be brothers, they come along now, Yerlins. On he gonna be about here we go. He gonna be stairs. He gonna be he gonna be 305. Hit 305. Hit 5 here. He gonna be about 305. He gonna be 305. He gonna be 305. Hit 5. He gonna be 305. 275. 275. He gonna be 277. 75. 77. 275. He gonna be 7 up here. 275. 77. 275. He gonna be 7 up here. 277. I gonna be down here. Bid 277. 275. He gonna be 7 up here. He gonna be 275. 277. He gonna be 275. 77. 275. And where you at? You're going to be number 65, Mackey 65. Steer Yerlins. And you're going to be him. You're going to be 305. Hit 305. You hit 6 here. Now you're going to be 305 here. Down bid 6 high. At 305 and bid 6 here. Down 5 here. You're going to be 6 high. And 306. And now 6 here. 5 here. You're going to be 6 high. I got 305 way up top. Going to be 6 high. At 305. You're going to be 6 here. You're going to be 5 here. You're going to be 6 higher. You're going to be 305. Going to be 6. 305. Not going to be Jeff. I ain't going to on 7. Jeff on 7. You're going to be 290. You get 290. You get 91. I got a man here, 91. You're going to be 291. 291. You're going to be 290, 91. You're going to be 291. Get 1. You get 111. You're going to be 291 bid, 1 body. You're going to be about 291. Get 1. You're going to be about 291 bid, 1 body. You're going to be 91. 290. I'm going to be Jeff, number 8. You're going to be Jeff on 8. To the Grubb family, thank you, folks. Sherman, we thank you. Be the Gammon cattle, Justin Gammon's cattle for you. I got them right here. The ceiling. Guys got around the black leg, IBR. No implants in the cattle, guys. They're right off their mamas. Be bulls. How you gonna be? You gonna be celebratory? How you gonna be? 318. At 318, 20. At 320. How you gonna be? 320. How you gonna be? 320. At 120. You two. I'm 325. You 325 here. Down be 325 7. And now 32. How you gonna be? 35. At 35. Both out here. Down gonna be 335. At 332. Gonna be 5 here. Down be 332 and 2 and 5. At 335. You 5 here. Gonna be 332. Gonna be 5 here. Money's low here. Be 332 and 2 and 5. 332. I gonna be George. He gonna be George. I'll sell the big brothers right here now. How you gonna be? Their bulls? They're good. How you gonna be? How you gonna be? On 265. On 265. Pound bid 6 here. Then gonna be 65. 600. On 265. 6 here. Sands. Gonna be 78. 88. 70. How you gonna be? 270. Get 2. I ain't gonna be 275. 277. 280. I'm gonna be 282. 285. On 287. You're gonna be 290. 87. 90. How you gonna be? 287. You're gonna be 90. You're gonna be 90. You're gonna be 90. On 287. 90. How you gonna be? 287. You're gonna be 90. You're gonna be 287. You're gonna be 90. You're gonna be 90. You're gonna be 90. 287. I'm going to be George. On be Heifer. I'm going to be no guarantee on them, guys. You're going to be hammered a bit of on. You're going to be 255. At 255. You're going to be 255. You're going to be 255. You're going to be 240. I'm going to man down 1. You're going to be 241. At 241. You're going to be 240. 41. You're going to be 241. You're going to be 241. Get 1. I'm going to be 240. Get 1. Get 1. Get 1. Now 2. You're going to be 243. You're going to be 245. 7. Get 50. You're going to be 252. You're going to be 255. You're going to be 255. Get 7. 760. 62. 262 and 5. 265. You're going to be 7. 70, you're going to be 270. On 270, you get 2. I'm going to be 72, 5. You get 275. On 272 and 5. You get 5 here. You're going to be 272 and 2 and 2 and 5 here. You're going to be 272. I'm going to be George. You're going to want 272 on George. Little heifer here, you're going to be 310, 12 and a half. At 310, 12, hang going to be 310, going to be 12 here, down be 310, high going to be 12. At 12, 12, 12, 12, you're going to be $3 on her, now 1. It down 2, high going to be through 2. At 2, high going to be down here, bid 2, 2, 2, through 2. At 2, high going to be 2, 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 5, and 5 here, down bid 7, 10. At 12, 10, 15, you're going to be 17, going to be 20, you're going to be 2, and 322. High going to be 2 to be 2, high going to be 322 and 2 and 2, you're going to be 320. High going to be Allen, here 320, get him on Allen. I'm playing it up, man. He gonna be on 310, $3, 1 at 301. I gonna be 301 bid, 1 buy. He gonna be 301 at 301, 1. He gonna be 285. He gonna be 8600 now 285, 8600, 85, 86 here. He gonna be 285 here down bid 6 and bid. He gonna be 275, 275. He gonna be 250 and walk him out that door. 252 and I got a van down 255. It's 7. Now 7, 60 now 62. Yeah 65, 265, 265, 262 and 5. You get 5 here, bid 2 here, 5 here. He gonna buy 262 and 2 and 2 and 5. 262 George. 262. Get up on George. I got a he's a bull and a good one. On he gonna buy down bid 365 and 365 5 70. He gonna be 370 down bid 370 and 370 65. Now gonna ban 70 375 80. I gonna be 385 and 390 395 395. If $4 on him and bid 405 here down bid 10 410. If 15 down bid 1520 down bid 425 and now 425 30 down bid 430 and 430. Get 30 30 30 425. Gonna bid 35 and 435 and 35 40 for 40 for 40 for 40 for 35. Gonna bid 40 435. Now gonna be Campo and gonna be Campo on 0. Effort, hey, gonna be $4. And I made here down $4 here, and I got a van down 2. You $4 and 2. You do it here down, gonna be 4 2. Get 2. I gonna be 2 2 2 2. You're gonna be 385, 87. Gonna be 90. Gonna be 2. Gonna be 5. Gonna be 7. And 397 4 down 2 down bid 4025 and bid 407. It's 7 to bid 75 405 here 710 410 and 410 12 and 412 12 and 410 12 410. I gonna be he gonna buy 12 12 12 and 410. Gonna be 12. Gonna be 12. Gonna be 12. 410 Allen. You get 410, get on Allen. Justin, you sitting here with us? Sir, if you're watching online, nice kids right there. We appreciate you. be the Laird cattle. Be the Laird cattle for you. They're going to be heifers. They're going to be good now. They're home raised 60-plus days. All the winning guys are going to be guaranteed open to you. And bid 330. You're 330. I'm going to get 30. He's going to be 330. At 330. I'm going to be 320. He 320. At 320. 20 to bid 25. 60 plus days on them, guys. 320. 310. Walk them. 310. 11. At 310. 11 up here. 310. 11. 310. You do it here. 11. 310. 11. 311 to bid 12. And I'm going to get 312. And now 13. He's going to be 14. He's going to be 14. 14. And 314. 14. 13. 14. 15. And 15. He's going to be 16. And 316. He's going to be 16. And 315. I'm going to be. He's going to be 16. 316, you won't do it here. 316, 15, he gonna be 16, 315, 16, he gonna be 315. I gonna be camp on 6X and Prague gonna guarantee. And they're gonna be the steers now, 60 plus days on them. 362. Get to the 2. Hang gonna be he gonna be 222. He gonna be 362. Get 2. I'm gonna be 2. I'm gonna be 2. They gonna be 350. And now 2. I'm gonna bend down 352. 5, 7. He gonna be 60. He gonna be 2. Gonna be 5. He gonna be 7. Get 70. He gonna be 370. He gonna be 370. Get 2. I'm gonna be 72. New fire here 75. He gonna be 75. Get 77. 77. 80. He gonna be 380 and 377. 80. I'm gonna be 380. I'm gonna go down 377. 80. He gonna be 377. 80. He gonna be 377. That's Brandon. I get him on 55. Get Brandon on 55. 60-day yearlings here now. He gonna beat. He gonna about him. 330. Get 330. I'm bid 330. 330. 330. And 330. I ain't gonna beat. He gonna about 330. 60 days weaned here. Bid 320. And 321. I gonna van down to. Gonna bid 25. Gonna bid 27. Hit 30. He gonna be 32. He gonna be 35. He gonna be 35. Hit 32. 35. He hit 37. He gonna be down 40. He gonna be down 2. And 45. He gonna be 345. And 342 and 3. Hit 333. Down to go down 43. And 340. He going to be 342. Get him on George. He get him on George. Mr. Laird, we appreciate you. Nice wean cattle right there, dump. Be the Floyd Farms cattle guys. So you say 70 of them? Be 70 head of these things sorted up for you. Guys, if they're ear tagged, they are going to be vaccinated. If they're not ear tagged, they will be all natural to you. Right off their mamas, heifers are going to be guaranteed open to you. He going to be, he going to about 370. Get 370. Get 370. How you going to be down 2? How you going to be 372? He going to be 372. And 372. Alan, thinking of you. He going to be 372. Get 2. How you going to be 222? He going to be 372. Get 2. I ain't going to be 372 and 222. He going to be 372. 2 bad. He going to be 372. 370. Mackey. I ain't going to be 32. Mackey 32. On boys that come right along here, get a beat, he get about vaccinated. On he get a beat, 340 and 340. He get a bit 340, getting big kind right here now. He get a bit 330 and 330 and 330 and 330. I ain't gonna be 330. I ain't gonna be 330, 30, 30. You do it here, 331 and 31. I ain't gonna be 331 bid, one bound. He gonna be 331 and 331. 1. He gonna be 331, 330. Mackey, I ain't gonna be on 42. Mackey on 42. Well, you're going to be open now. You're going to be on 325. At 325, you're going to be 325 here. You're going to be 325 and 325. Bid 15, 16, now 15. Now there's 16. At 15, you're going to be 16 and you're going to go 310 and 310. High 11 and 310, 11. 310, 11. At 310, 11, 12, 13, 15. You're going to be 17, 20 and 322. You're going to be 325. You're going to be 327 and 330. You're going to be 332. Bid 335 and bid 335. 7 in 37, 7 of it, 7 of them. You're going to be 335. Mackey, I get him on number 52. Mackey 5-2. On he gonna be, he gonna about him, he gonna be, we're still a good Floyd Farms cattle. On he gonna be 300, and I want here, he gonna be, he gonna about bid $4 on him, $4. Get forward, he gonna be $4 on him here forward, he gonna be 375, and 375, he gonna be 375 here down bid 375, and 375, he gonna be 360, down bid 360, and 360, he gonna be 360, down 360, trying for 50, and 350, 350, and gonna get 2, and 352, I ain't gonna be 222, he gonna be 352, get 2, I gonna be 2, I gonna be 25, 55, 7, 60, 362, 5, 365, 365, 5, 5, 7, 87, 70, and 372, he gonna be 375, he gonna be 377, and 375, 7 appeared, he gonna be 375, 77, he gonna be 375, I gonna be Mackie, get him on 42, Mackie on 42. I show the boys that came right along here now. He gonna be 13 head of the good ones. He gonna be, he gonna about him, whatever I want here. Guys, everyone gonna be a steer now. On he gonna be 375, bid 375, and bid 375, and 375, and bid 375 here. He gonna be 375, and 375, he gonna be 360, and 360, and bid 2, and 362, he gonna be 2, he gonna be 362, hit 2, down 5, 365, hit 7, he gonna be 70, gonna be 2, 372, and 372, down 2, he gonna be 375, and 375, 75, 77, 377, all steers now, 377, and 375, he now 6 here, down bid 77, and bid 377A, and 378, now 999, and bid 380, and 380, hanging up at 380, and bid 380 here, 380, and 379, 80s here, down bid 370, and get up at 379. I'm gonna be Mackie, get up on 55, Mackie 55. Steer vaccinated. You gonna be about $3 on him. Get $3. Get 3. I'm getting big kind here. I'm gonna be 3. Hey, gonna be 3. Hey, gonna be 3. Get 3. I'm gonna be. He gonna about down bid 255. He gonna be 255. It now 60. I'm gonna be 255. 60. Where'd he go? He gonna be 255. 60. 260. I'm gonna be in 242. I'm gonna be 255. 60. 255. He gonna be 60 here. 260. Hanging about 5. 265. 70. It's 75. 80. Gonna be 280. It's 75. 80. I'm gonna be 275. 85, you're going to be 285, 85, 90, you're going to be 295, 295, you're 290, 95, you're going to be 295, I'm going to be 290, Mackie, I'm going to be numbered, I'm going to be 55. He steered. He gonna be 325. At 325 and 5 here. He gonna be about 325. At 325, 5 and now 7. 327. I gonna bend down here. 325, 7 and 327, 30 and 330. He gonna be 32. He gonna be 35. He gonna be 35 and 337. He gonna be 37, 40. He gonna be 340 and 37, 40. He at 337 and 40 to bomb. He gonna be 337. He gonna be 40. He gonna be 40. He gonna be 40. 337. Mackie. Gonna be 45. Mackie 45. Littermates here down. He gonna be. Everyone gonna be a steer now, be vaccinated. He gonna be. You said gonna be down. 410. Hit 410. You get 10. I gonna be 10. I gonna be 410. Hit 10. And now 12 down. 412. I gonna bend down here. Bid 12, 15. And bid 15. He gonna be 17. Hit 17, 20. He gonna be 422. He gonna be 422, 5. Hit 25. And bid 425. And 22, 3, 4. I gonna be 24, 5. You get 25 here. Bid 26 high. And 426. And now 7. And 27, 8. And bid 428, yes 7 8, hit 427 8 8 8 and 427 8, hit 8 9 9 9 9 9 9 30. Hey, gonna be 30 and 430, hit 29, gonna be 30, gonna be 30, gonna be 30, gonna be 30, 429. I'm gonna be Troy. I'm gonna number 3, Troy on 3, Troy 3. Guys getting a couple bulls on them here now. Rest of them be steers. He gonna be, he gonna be 375 and 375. Alan, thank you to you. 80. I ain't gonna be 380, 380. I ain't gonna man down 380. It's 75, 80. I ain't gonna be 375, 80. I ain't gonna be 375, 85 and 385, 95. I'm gonna be 395 forward. And bid 5, bid 405. Hit 405, 10, 10, 10, 15. And gonna get down 20. Hit 420. Hit 420. He gonna be 420. Both on here. 425. 425. Pine 30. Then gonna be 430. Gonna be 430 and 25, 30, 30, 30. Do it here for 35 and 435. And gonna be 435 here down. Bid 435 and 30, 35. Hey, gonna be 435 here. Bid 430. I'm gonna be Mackie. I'm gonna number 45. Mackie 45. Mackie on 45. To the Floyd Farms guys. We appreciate you as always. Nice cattle right there. Appreciate the business. be the Lakeview Ranch guys. They're home raised, 2-round shots, 60-plus days on them. Heifers are open. On you're going to be about on 450. You get 450. And you're going to get 50 and bid 450. You're going to be 435. At 435, you're going to be 37. I got a van down here, bid 437. At 35, you're going to be 37, 40, and bid 42, and bid 45. And 47, now 50, down bid 52, down bid 5. At 57, 77, 60, down bid 2, 2, 2. And 462. I ain't going to be 2 to be 2, down 462 and 2 and 5. 465, you get 7, you get 770. And 472, I ain't going to be 2 to be 2, down 472 and 2. 470. That's Mackey. I ain't going to be number, ain't going to be 22. And Mackey, ain't going to be 22. On be a notch bigger here now. He going to be 60 days on him here now. He going to be, and he going to be down 410. If 410, high going to be 10, 10, 10, 12, down bid 412, down bid 15, 17. You're going to be 22 and 25. He going to be 27. Going to be 30. Going to be 2. Going to be 5. Going to be 7. Going to be 40. Hit 2, down bid 5 and 7 and 50 and 450. That 50 to be 55 for 47, 50 and for 47. Going to be 50, 50, 50. He going to be for 47. Mackey hanging up on 32. Mackey on 32. Mackey 32. I'm Big Sisters. He gonna be Cemetery. I'm gonna be 375 and 375. Bid 375. 5. He gonna be 375. 77. Get 80. I'm gonna be 382 and 385. 387. 390. 392 and 392. 2 2. I'm gonna be 392 and 5 and 395. 97. Not 4. Not 2 and 402. I'm gonna be 2 to be 2. But not 5 and bid 405. 17. Hit 10. I'm gonna be 12. 12. 14. 12. 15. Hit 15. He gonna be 17. Gonna be 20. Gonna be 2 and 422. I'm gonna be 2 to be 25 and bid 425. 7. Hit 30. How you gonna be 30, 30, 30 and 427. How you gonna be 30s here? 427. Gonna be 32, 2, 2 and 432. How you gonna be 2, 2. All out of the seats now. 430, 2, 2, 2, 430. Evans. How you gonna be 430? Get on Evans. Six today, brothers. Here now, he going to be 401 pound, paying now 430. If 432, he going to be 32, 35. He going to be 35. And 435, he bid 35 here. He going to be 435. Do it here. Bid for 35. And 432, 10, 2, 2, 2, down 410. And 410, I going to be 12, down 412, 15. If 15, he going to be 17. He going to be 20. He going to be 2. He going to be 5. Hit 27. They going to be 30, down 430. Hit 30. I ain't going to be 30. I am 427. Going to be 30. And 427. 30's here. 427. Going to be 30, 30, 30. 427. Going to be 30. 30 to bomb. You're going to be 427. I'm going to be JW1, JW1. $6 today, getting a bull and a steer, $4. So you're going to be $4. You get $4 on them, and $4 here. You're going to be 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. You're going to be 375 and 375, 77, 82, 5, 7. You're going to be 92, 5. You're going to be 97. You're going to now 4. Down bid for 4 and 4 and 4. And 397, 4, 2. 402, going to be 2, going to be 2. And 402. I'm going to be 222. I'm going to be $4. And I'm going to be camp 0. Well, 60 days. They're going to be steers now. 330. Yeah, 330. How you going to be 30? He going to be 30 down bid 330. And 330. How you going to be down bid? $60 steers outside. On he going to be on 335 and 335 and bid 5 here. He going to be 335 and 335. 5 steers outside now. 335 and 335. Catch a weight on them there. There we go. You're going to be 335 and 335. You get 5, 60 days on them, Mr. Lowers. And 335 and 335, 5. You're going to be 37 and 337, 35, 37. You're going to be 335, 740 and 340. You get 40, 42. I'm going to be 45. You get 45 here down bid 45 and 342 and 5. You're going to be 342 to bid 5, 2 to bid 5, 2 to bid 5, 342 George. Sell a big bull. You're going to be on 200 and on one here. You're going to be 70. On 270. How you going to be 250? How you going to be 250? How you going to be 250? 50, 50, 250. On 240. Get down 2. You're going to be 242. And I'm going to van down bid 25 and 247. 250. You're going to be 250. You get 2. Are you going to be 255? A bit of a 7, 7, 7, 7, 60. 262. Hit 2. I'm going to be 262 and 2 and 2. You're going to be 262. You're going to be 262. 260. I'm going to be Seth. I'm going to be 115. Thank you to the Lakeview Ranch. Appreciate you, folks. Guaranteed off the Mackie 62s are 1 and 2 months long here now. On, you're going to be 245. At 245, you're going to be 245 here. You're going to be 245. On 245, 5. You're going to be 245 here. You do it here. You're going to be 230. At 245, 7. You're going to be 247. On 247, you're going to be 245, 7. 7 of it's 2 months long. 245, 7. 245, you're going to be 750. You're going to be 252. You're going to be 252, 5. 255, 5. You're going to be 255. And yes, sir, 2 and 3 months. 760, 60, 60, 57, 60. I'm going to be 257. I'm going to be 60 here. You're going to be 257, 62, 62. And 25, 65, 7, 70. And 272. Here you're going to be 275, 275, 277, 280. You're going to be 280, 285. I'm going to be 285, 85. You're going to be 282 and 2 and 5. You're going to be 282. And that's going to be Mackie. You're going to be 62. Mackie 62. You want to go ahead and put them on 100? You want to do anything to them or leave them be? Okay. She's a 1-year-old. She's 4 months off your 27 X's. And you're going to be 240. Get 240. I ain't going to be 240. Are you going to be 240? I'm 240. Are you going to be 40 to bid 40 to buy? Are you going to be 240? Are you going to be 240? Are you going to be 230? I'm 230. I ain't going to be 230, 30, 30. Are you going to be 230? I ain't going to be 230. I'm 230, 221. I'm going to van down 2, 5, now 7. You're 30. Are you going to be 32? Are you going to be 35? Are you going to be 37? Are you going to be down 42, 5, 50, 5, 60, 5, 75. You're 75, 80. You're going to be 285, 90. You're going to be 290, 290, 295. At 295. 3, you're going to be 333, and you're going to be 333, now 305, and 305, get him in 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 310, 15, you 15, you're going to be down 20, you're going to be 320, down 25, and 325, 5, 30, you're going to be 335, and be 335, 40, and 345, you're going to be 345, 350, and be 350, and 350, and now 5, and be 355, and 355, 5, you're going to be 355 here, 60, and be 360, and 365, and be 365, sir, hold your hand down, 365, and 365, 5, you're going to be 360, and that was, you're going to be Cedro. Hey, George, the cattle, there's a draft you bought earlier. These are some cripples off of them right here. You gonna be hand, what about hey, gonna be hand, just tracking off the little boys. Hey, gonna be hand, what about $2? $2. You get $2 on them. You get 2. Get 2, 2. How you gonna be 2, 2, 2, 2, 2? You gonna be $1.50. 155. 155 here. You gonna be 155. 155 here. 155. 155. 65. 75. 85. 85. 90. 190. 190. 85. 90. 190. 190. 185. Get a 90. 185. 90's here. 185. Get a 90. Get a 90. Get a 90. 185. Longer. I get an X on them. Longer X. Oh, I ain't going to be some of them all right, Jeff? You're gonna be selling it there, boys. You're gonna be a bit of Yearlings. And you're gonna be taking about a bit of on. You're gonna be 225. 225. Hand bid 225 here. You're gonna be 225. 225. You're gonna be $2. And I'm gonna van down one. You're gonna be 201. 202, 201, 2. You're gonna be down 3. You're gonna be down 5. You're gonna be down 7. You're gonna be down 10. And now 12. Down bid 212. Down 212. Down 212. Down bid 15. You're gonna be 17. You're gonna be down 20. 222. You're gonna be 25. You're gonna be 25. 225. 57. 27. 30. You're gonna be 32. You're gonna be 35. 235. 205 here. You're gonna be 232. You're gonna be 235 here. You're gonna be 232 and 2 and 5. 232. Sam 1. You're gonna be Sam on 1. A 30-day wean bull here down. He gonna be pretty good kind. He gonna be on one here down. Gonna be 275. 275. He gonna be 275 here. He gonna be 275. 275. He gonna be 250. He gonna be 250. He gonna be 251. It 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 5 7 60 2 5 7 70. It's 72 5 77 80. Gonna be 282 and 285. 85 87. Gonna be 285 87. 285 7 up here. He gonna be about 285. I gonna be George. You get him on 285. Get him on George. Guaranteed open. It'd be a true yearling now. You're going to be down to 250. You get 240. You're going to be 240, 40, 40. You're going to be Bryce. You're looking here. You're going to be 220. 220, 220, 220. Big old yearling heifer. She's open to you. $2 1. $2 1, 2. You're going to be 2, 2. You're going to be 2, 2. Get 2, 5. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 15, 15, 20, 20, 20, 20. You're 25, 225, now 30, 32, you're going to be 32, 5, and 35, and 232 and 2 and 5 here, you're going to be about 232 and 2 and 5, 232. I'm going to be Rob, and make up a number, you're going to be number, and when you say 2, Rob 10, Preg. Rob 10, Preg, you bet. 2, Rob 2, and Preg. The Stallman cattle guys are yearlings. They're open. They're home raised, 2-round shots, guys. Nice heifers right here now. 225. You're 225, hand bid 5 here. You're gonna be 225 west. You're gonna do something today. You're gonna be 225. 225, hand bid 5 here. You're gonna be $2 on them. Hit 2. I ain't gonna be 2 2. You're gonna be 2 2. You're gonna be 2 2. Hit 2. I ain't gonna be 2 2 2. You're gonna be 2 2. 182, 182, 83. Hit 4, 5, 7, 190, 190, 190, 190, 190, 190, 190, 190, 87, 90, 187, 90, 192. You're gonna be 222, 192. 1, 2, 92, 92, 92. Hit 3. You get 93, 94, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get $2 on a 1. You're going to be 201, 201, 2. You're going to be 3. You're going to be 333, 203, 4. You're going to be 205. You're going to be 5 here, down 6 here, down 7. 2, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10 or 9. 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. You're going to be about 208. Reuben. Make her a 2, please. Reuben 2. Same deal now. He gonna be Reuben. Give me $2 on this one. He gonna be $2 here. He gonna be $2. Get $2 and Reuben. She came right along here. $2 on her. $2. He gonna be $2. He gonna be 191. Hit 92. I ain't gonna be 92. I ain't gonna be 2, 91, 2, 2, 191, 2, 3. Get 93. Get 333. 192. Gonna be 3. Gonna be 3. Gonna be 3, 4, 5, 7. No, 97, 97, 97. Hit 95. He gonna be 7 up here. Reuben gonna be 7. Gonna be 7. Gonna be 7. 197, 2. Gonna be $2 on her. 2. Gonna be 2 2. Hit 2. I ain't gonna be 2 2 5. 205 7. Now 10. Ain't gonna be 210. 15. 20. 220. 220. 220. 220. Ain't gonna be 215. Reuben. Number 2. Reuben on 2. I'll be the Harris cattle. Round of shots, wormed. 40 plus days of the weaning. I'm going to be broke to a siren now. You're going to be 355. 355. You get 355. 5, 5, 5, 5. You're going to be 355. And 355. 5, 5, 60. You're going to be 365. 75. 85. 85. You get 90. You're going to be 5. You're going to be 4. You're going to be 5. 405. You get $4 and 5. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 405. 10. You get 10. You're going to be 405. You're going to be 10. 405. Jerry 4. 40-day wean bulls. 312. He going to be 312. 312, 12, 12, 15. He going to be 17. He going to be now 20 and now 2. And 325. He going to be 325 here. He going to be 325. And 325, 5, 5, 2, 0, 5 here. He now 7. 30. And now 2. And he going to be 5. He going to be 35. And Jerry, he going to be 5. He going to be 37. And now 40. He going to be now 40. Get 37, 40. Get 37 and 40. He going to be 337, 40. He going to be 337. I going to be George. They're heifers. He going to be to the Harris Ranch. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you. Tim Meeks got a home raised, round of shots. 90 plus days on them, guys. 90 plus days. 407. Yes, 7. He going to be 7. He going to be 7. 407. He going to be 390. Hit 392. Negative and 2. 392. 92. And 392. I ain't going to be 2 to be 25. He going to be 397. 4, 2, 5, 7, 10. 410. Hand 10, 10, 10, 10. And 407. 10. Hit 12. And he going to be 15. He going to be 17. Hit 17. He going to be 17. Kyle, you do it. 22. 422. And 22, 2, 2, 2. Money's on line 2. 422. I ain't going to be 25. He going to be 25 here out of the net. 425. It's 7. Hey, 427. It's 75. 425. 7. 30. Hey, going to be 430. 30, 30, 32. He going to be 35. 37. And 37. He going to be 37. 42. And 42. 5. 7. 47. And 45. 7. 58. And going to get a 52. And going to get a 55. Down bid 55. Hit 455. You hit 5 here. Down bid 455. Hit 55. 5, 5, 5, 5. And 205 here. He going to be 452. I going to be Kyle. And number 3. Kyle on 3. He going to be 90 plus days here, guys. They're guaranteed open right here now. He going to be they were steers, weren't they? On he going to be get here on 342 and 342. I going to be 2 to 2. He going to be 342. Get 2. I going to be 2 to 2. 342 and 330 and bid 330 and 332. I going to be 2 to 2 and I got a van down bid 2 2 2 5 and 35. He going to be 37. He going to be 37 and 37 out here. He going to be 37 40 hit 40. I now 40, 37, 42. Hey, going to be 45. They're going to be 45 and 345. Now 347 and 347 and 347. 5 here. You're going to be 7 up here. 345. You're going to be 7. You're going to be 7. You're going to be 7. 345. Now going to be a number 24. Hit Troy. High number 24. Troy 24. Mr. Meek, thank you. Appreciate you. Nice wean cattle right there now. I'm going to be the Moss cattle. 60 plus days, guys. They're all natural to you. The heifers are open. I tell you what, they're thin, they're green, ready to go to work for you now. Here you going to do little wheat pickers. And you're going to be 335 and 335 and bid 5 here. You're going to be 335. Hit 35, 5, 5. You're going to be 335 here down bid 275, 275, 80. I got a van down 280, 285. You 290, 290, 290, 85, 90. Trent going to be 90, 290, 85, 95, 295, 3, 5, 10. Hit 15, down 20, 325, 325, 30. 335 in 40, 345, now 350, 355 in 365, 375, 375, 80, gonna be 380, hit 75, 80, gonna be 375, 80, 375. Mackey, I ain't gonna be 32. $60 days open. You bet you guys got some bull calves on their way down. 60 days open heifers. I ain't gonna be 335. 305. You hit 305. Like that better. D gonna be. He gonna buy 305. Hit 305. Thin girls here. D gonna be 305 here. D gonna be 305 7. It's 7 of it. 7 of 5. Now I got a van down here. Bid 305. He gonna be 307 and 305. Him bid 7 up here. D gonna be 5 here. D gonna be 7 of it. 7 of 5. He gonna be 305. Sanyon Trim here. 305 7 and 305. He gonna be 7. 305. Allen and 305. Get on Allen. 60 days open. He going to be 320. Hit 320, 320, 320, and 320. You hit 20, 20, 20. Allen, you like them girls here. He going to be 320 and 320. Hey, you going to be 320 to 20 to 5. 60 days wean now. 320. Hit 20. Hey, you going to be 320, 310, 310, and 310. I'm going to be 10, 10, 10. You going to be $3 2. You're going to be 302 and 325. You're going to be 305. You're going to be 305. And I'm going to be here down 305, 7, 307, 710. You're going to be 310, 12. Hit 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. You're going to be 312, 12, 15, 15, 17, and 317. 17. You get 17, 20. You're going to be 322 and 322, 5, 325, 7, 327, 30, and 330, 330, 330, and 332. You're going to be 222. You're going to be 330. Mackey, I ain't going to be 52. Mackey, 52. Be the Smith cattle guys. They're all natural off their mamas. Bulls. So you're going to be... He's going to be 310. At 310. I ain't going to be 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. They're going to be 291. 291. They're going to be 92. 91, 2. Now I'm going to be in here. 291, 2. Hit 91, 2. I ain't going to be 2. I ain't going to be 2 to be 2. 291. Going to be 2. Going to be 2. Going to be 2. Going to be 2. 291. That's George. You're going to be heifers open. You're going to be guaranteed open. 305. You get 305. You're going to be 305. And 305. 5. You're going to be 305 here. You're going to be 280. On 280. I ain't going to be 280. I ain't going to be not 2. On 282. 222. You're going to be 282. Get 2. I ain't going to be 222. Then you're going to be 282. You're going to be 285. 85. 87. Now 90. You're going to be 290. On 290. You're going to be 290. 290. 290. 87. You're going to be 90. You're going to be 90. You're going to be 90. You're going to be 287. That's George. Bulls will be, you're going to be 305, hit 305, you hit 5, you're going to be 305, hit 5, you hit 305 here, you're going to be 290, hit 291, here you're going to be 291, you won't try them here, 1, you're going to be 291, 2, hit 92, 5, you're going to be 97, 97, 97, 97. You hit 95, 97, you're going to be 295, 97, you're going to be 295, 97, 295, George. He's a bull. Are you going to be? He going to about Are you going to be 290? You 290. You 290. 291. 91, 91, 91, 291. Hit 291. 2, 3, 5, 95, 97. 3, 2, 302. Hit 5. You hit 307. You're going to be 305. You're going to be 307. And 305. You're going to be 7 up here. You're going to be 305. And that's George. You're going to be 302 at 302. You're going to be 302. You're going to be 302. 2. High. You're going to be 302. Hit 2. I ain't going to be Trent. Thank you. 222. 255 and 255. 65. You're going to be 75. 85. 95. 35. 305. Hit 305. 10. You're going to be 310 and 310. 15. You hit 15. You're going to be 20. You're going to be 320. You hit 15. 20. You hit 15. You're going to be 20. 315. 20. 315. That's going to be Mackey. I'm going to 155. Mackey 55. Lloyd Smith, appreciate you, sir. I believe that's all of them for today. We'll see you back next week. They're done pregging as well now.